on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station. Evan Roberts. Tiki Barber. It's Evan and Tiki on WFAN, The Fan, 1019 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Yo! What's shaking on this Thursday? Evan and Tiki without Sean Morass for the next 4 hours. You know what's beautiful about sports? Sometimes things happen in a game and they get forgotten about based on the results. So like yesterday, I'll give you a very small example. Francisco Lindor played with his head up his ass, but nobody cares because A, the Mets are buried, but also the Mets won.
Yes.
Right? So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you forget it conveniently.
If the New York Yankees don't score 2 runs in the top of the 8th inning to take a 5-3 lead against the Orioles, then we're probably not all going nuts about the non-overturn of the Pete Alonso home run. Like, the credit needs to go to the Yankees. Like, did they get a call that went their way last night? Absolutely. Is that the talk of baseball this morning? Sure. And we'll get into it in a second. But if the Yankees don't score 2 runs in the top of the 8th inning, if their bullpen doesn't secure the final 6 outs and the Yankees don't win 5-3, it's an afterthought. So credit to George Lombard Jr., credit to David Bednar, and credit to the New York Yankees because it doesn't matter if they don't win.
That's
you
right.
know what I mean?
Yeah, it absolutely doesn't matter if they don't win, but they keep finding ways to win, play in these tight games with minimal hits, even though they had a few. They were clutch in this game against the Baltimore Orioles, so they've won the series, taking 2 out of the 3. But also, it creates a drama because of the Pete Alonso thing. And there's so much about Pete Alonso in this game, including the Orioles announcer not throwing shade. Maybe.
Yeah.
At the New York Mets.
I'll play the clip in a few minutes, but yeah, they started mocking the Met fans. Mets are not even involved in this game.
But Pete Alonso crushes. I mean, that ball had to go 420 feet, whatever it was. It was a blast.
Which home run are we talking about? The foul one or the real one?
The foul one.
Okay.
I mean, the real one, that was right center. So that was
Piazza-esque.
Right. But the one that he pulled and goes, I mean, it clearly was a home run from the view we saw. That's the challenge. And Pete kind of expounded on this in the aftermath of the game, talking about the Hawkeye, and then ultimately the fact that you need 2 cameras, which is what bothered me about this. MLB says that you need 2 views to overturn a foul call.
They need conclusive evidence to overturn this call.
Why is there not a camera right down the line? Because I know what I saw.
Right.
I know what all of you saw. I know what they even talked about on the broadcast and on every sports station that's talking about this today. It looks like it's a home run. But we're looking at it from the right side of the line.
Correct, yeah.
So there's no way for us to tell.
There was an angle directly behind home plate that they did not show on the broadcast. I saw after the fact where the ball does look foul.
Yes.
I have to admit.
And so if you're the home plate umpire, and you're standing right behind the dish, to you it looks foul as well.
Yeah.
So my question is, we have unbelievable, stupid, ridiculous technology, like little micro cameras that can take detailed photos from 500 yards away. Why do we not have cameras simply down the lines?
Well,
it doesn't make any sense.
It's not only just cameras. Like, I'm going to start with a simplistic thing, and then I'll start with a little bit more of a complicated thing. The simplistic thing, and I noticed this at ballparks all around baseball, the foul poles are not high enough. Like, I don't understand why a foul pole, especially in this day and age where you get these towering blasts, why the pole wouldn't be higher.
Yeah.
Like,
I say the same thing about field goals.
I've heard you. You're right. You've said that. Yeah.
It's like, why the hell is that not taller?
If it's taller, it's easier to see because part of the problem with Pete's blast yesterday is it was so high, it went over the foul pole.
That's right.
So now you're having to imagine, all right, where did it go over? If that pole, and
by the way, it's not a skinny pole.
Right.
It's like a wide pole.
But let's get nuts here. What if that pole goes above even the stadium? Like this absurd height of that pole. wouldn't it make it pretty cut and dry if a ball is fair or foul?
Yes,
And yet,
absolutely.
for whatever reason, and every stadium is different, it's not like there's a fixed rule on the height of the foul pole. Like if you look at Citi Field, those foul poles are tiny.
Yes.
They got tiny poles at Citi Field. And I've never understood it. And I've heard them talk about it on the broadcast. I'm not speaking out of turn here like Gary's mentioned it. So, number one, and that's a simplistic thing, make the poles taller. Now, if you want to get...
There can't be a standard length.
There isn't.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now there isn't because the Citi Field pole is tiny.
Right.
And yet other stadiums have taller poles. So, number one, just make it taller.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be easier for the third base umpire or the home plate umpire or the first base umpire if it's down the right field line to determine fair or foul if the height is taller.
No official rule mandating a standard height or length for foul poles. They range between 30 and 50 feet.
Well, that's a big difference.
That's a huge difference.
That's a huge. Now, look up Citi Field. I bet you it's like 35 feet. It's like some of the smallest.
Right.
So when you've got these towering blasts, and what Pete hit yesterday was a towering blast, you complicate the job of the umpires by having the pole be short. Because now you're trying to imagine, okay, was it fair or foul? Well, why should you have to imagine it? Number two, and as you'll hear in the next few minutes, I did a lot of research on this by listening to the Oriole broadcast, the Yankee broadcast, just to hear what everyone said about this home run. Jim Palmer suggested we install lasers. And I'm like, Jimmy, I think you may be right.
That's not a bad idea. So if the problem is you can't know if it crossed it or not.
Lasers.
Laser. Now, what you could do is put an AI camera on the top of the foul poles. So as soon as the ball is hit, no matter where it's hit
Right.
hit to second base, that camera tracks the ball. So it's looking at the ball no matter where it is, and if it's hit and it's going over, it tracks it, and you know whether or not it went inside the camera
Right.
or outside the camera.
Right.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
And there's AI that's easily able to do that in 2026.
Well, it's crazy to me because David Cohen mentioned this on the broadcast, and I think he knows full well because I think he was involved in one of them. But the first edition of instant replay in Major League Baseball was for fair foul calls on home runs. And my memory is kind of telling me that there was a controversial one in a Met-Yankee game in the early days of Subway Series, like 1997.
Yeah.
And that was like the beginning of replay. And then obviously over the last 25 years, it has expanded. Now we have ABS, as we've experienced this year. So this was the first call that Major League Baseball said, hey, we got to make sure we get this right. And yet here we are, and it feels like we have the least amount of technology getting it right. I mean, think about what we have with ABS. We have that so well down now, even in one season, and yet on a home run ball that for most people watching seemed obvious with the one angle they gave us, we can't get it right. And we also sat there for 5 minutes. Like, it was this incredibly long delay. And I'm telling you right now, and we got to do this. Like, I listened to Tiki Barber. Tiki said, let's stop guessing the Yankee turning point. The reason I can't wait to guess this a little bit later on, and obviously we'll have the contest a little bit later on this hour, is to me,
Yes.
and I didn't hear the postgame, the turning point of the game was the call. Because A, it takes away the Orioles having a lead, but B, once that is called foul, I love Pete. He was dead.
Yeah, he was pissed.
There was no way that inning was going anywhere after that was just a long strike. And to me, the Yankees won the game on that call. Now, they had to take advantage of it, which we point out with Jazz Chisholm's aggressive base running, George Lombard Jr.'s hit, Paul Blackburn and David Bednar's pitching. Like, I want to give the proper credit. But boy, oh boy, did that change the game because it was also 5 minutes of waiting to see if they could overturn or not overturn.
Yeah, and I think the emotion of it from Pete Alonso, you could see it. Like he knew it was a home run.
Oh, he was, yeah.
I mean, he was halfway. He was almost at first base and excited. His helmet was on, and then all of a sudden, it became like the biggest downer of the moment. Because imagine Pete Alonso being a hero against the Yankees. Yankee fans are dominating the ballpark. By the way, it was empty down there last night.
Yeah,
a little bit. But either way, Pete Alonso playing well against the Yankees is going to make news in New York.
You think he cares about that?
I do.
You think Pete Alonso wants to beat the Yankees?
I absolutely think. I don't think he cares about beating the Yankees. I think he cares about making news in New York.
Oh, so you think that by way of the Yankees, the Met channel care?
If they just win and he's like, whatever, he goes 1 for 5 and has a single, who cares?
Right.
But if he's 3 for 4, hits 2 home runs, one of which wins them the game, he's back page in New York. So,
And you think he's thinking that?
I don't know if he's thinking it. I think he cares about it.
Interesting. You know what's funny?
He talks about New York.
Well, he's asked about
It's not.
New York.
Of course, but he talks about it.
He's talked about.
He could just say, you know what? That was a past life. I'm good. You know, I'm an Oriole now. He talks about it.
You know what's funny? Pete Alonso has now faced the New York Yankees over, I guess it's been like 10 games that they've played.
Mm-hmm.
And he's done very well against them.
He's
already hit 3 home runs against the Yankees this season.
I'm telling you.
So maybe there is some extra
it's
motivation.
Like you don't think about it, but he cares. Not about beating the Yankees. He cares about being relevant in New York.
Well, it's funny that he was relevant because he hits the home run early in the game, the bomb to right center that made it a 3-2 game off of Will Warren, who was very mediocre in this game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he only gives him 4 innings, which is kind of dangerous because now you got to use the bulk of your bullpen for a second straight day and puts them in a precarious position today. He wasn't bad. He didn't give up a bunch of runs, but to only go 4 innings is not ideal. But the good news is the Yankee offense was able to do just enough, and the bullpen continues to do the job. But Pete was very impactful in this game. The home run early, and then obviously the controversy of the home run in the bottom of the 7th inning. I think that watching it live, I thought it was clearly a home run. Mm-hmm. And when the replays were shown, I thought it was clearly a home run. And I thought it was interesting that Major League Baseball was so compelled that about a half inning later, you heard Michael Kay and David Cohen read like a brief statement from Major League Baseball where they defended themselves for not overturning the call, saying they did not find conclusive evidence. Mm-hmm. So I tried to keep an open mind. The replay we all saw makes it look like a home run.
Of course, but we're inside the foul pole.
After the game is when I finally saw that view from behind home plate where it sort of looks foul.
Yeah.
And so here's the issue. Will Little is the home plate umpire. The call on the field was always going to be the call that stood.
Yeah.
Because the whole idea of replay, and this is where I think we can find common ground, the idea of replay, to me, is to overturn the mistakes.
Yeah, egregious mistakes.
If you don't have
obvious mistakes.
Correct. Like, and there's examples of it. So yesterday, Francisco Alvarez was thrown out at the plate in the Met game, and it was microscopically close on if he touched home plate as he swung by the tag of the catcher. It was so microscopically close, my attitude was, you can't overturn it. Mm-hmm. Once you see the view from behind the plate that it's, I don't know, you can't overturn it. So the issue to me is what was called on the field by Will Little is what screwed the pooch. And we were all forced to see one replay that made it look as if it was fair, while if you see the other replay that I did not see on the broadcast, you can see the question on if it's fair or foul.
Yeah, that was the problem, is that the replay that I'm sure they showed in the ballpark, the replay that was on TV, the replay that broadcasters were looking at, it's all the inside the foul line replay camera. So it's going to look fair.
Yeah.
No matter what you look at it, it's going to look fair. Even if it's outside of the pole, it will look fair. But I think they got this right. I think there are ways that we need to talk, or at least Major League Baseball needs to talk about getting this exactly right all the time. But I think they called the right call because one camera says yes, other camera says no.
And once that's the case, you can't overturn it.
That's exactly right.
The problem was on both broadcasts, Masson and Yes. It wasn't Yes, it was Amazon Prime, but same thing. Right. I mean, it's basically the same broadcast. They didn't show that other replay. Now, you mentioned earlier that the Oriole broadcast, for whatever reason, decided to pick on the Mets. The Mets are not involved in this game. Pete Alonso is a former Met. I've been told to get over it. I've also been told that I should just make love to Pete Alonso and get it out of the way, which I thought was like, what does that mean? Just because I like the player? I thought that was a very odd comment that was made by somebody. Anyhow, here is the Oriole broadcast, seconds after Pete Alonso hit that home run early in the game, and look at the way they decided to pick on Met fans.
Another dagger to the heart of those suffering Mets fans. A dagger to Will Warren. And another moment of joy for the fans in Birdland who have embraced one of the game's great sluggers day after day after day.
Uncalled for. I mean, it is middle of August.
That's like out of nowhere. What are they doing?
I mean, come on. I get criticized. Oh, why do you keep bringing up Pete Alonso? They keep doing it.
Because everybody keeps reminding you that Pete Alonso was most recently a Met.
Yeah.
That's why you get worried about it or mad about it.
Think about how nuts this is. Take anybody on the Yankees or Mets who we acquired elsewhere, who's performed here. So pick whoever you want.
Bo Bichette.
Do we ever mention, those fans in Toronto? Oh, it stings. Those fans in Toronto. Nobody says that.
I mean, you do it with Juan Soto.
Well, I say Yankee fans miss him?
Yeah.
When have I said that?
Well, not you. Some of your Met brethren
don't
do that with Juan Soto.
Oh, we love Soto.
I haven't done that once this season. And
You have it.
Oh,
You have it.
I would argue. You know what I'd argue?
And by the way, it was more last season than this season.
There's more references to Pete leaving the Mets than Soto leaving the Yankees.
There's no doubt about it. There's absolutely no doubt about it.
Now, in fairness.
And by the way, for Juan Soto, he was there for a year.
I agree.
It's like, chill out.
It's a completely different
Pete
thing.
Alonso, he should have been a career Met.
It's a completely different thing.
That's the difference.
Honestly, my biggest takeaway from the controversy last night is, A, kudos to the Yankees for taking advantage of it and winning the baseball game. It was not a sure thing they were going to win, tied going into the top of the 8th inning, and they did it with clutch offense late and clutch bullpen work. And the second thing is, we need to fix this in baseball. We need the polls to be higher, and we need to use technology to get this right. Because for Yankee fans, you can brush it off and say, whatever, it's baseball, no biggie. If it happens against Ben Rice and it happens in October, you're going to lose your effing minds. So right now it may feel like a no biggie because it benefited you, but we want to get these calls right. Baseball's got to fix it. We'll get to your calls next at 888-808-1019, and we'll do an interesting case study. We'll take a listen to what all the broadcasters had to say about what happened last night with Pete Alonso's controversial home run. But first, it's time for the Yankee turning point of the game. First call to correctly identify yesterday's turning point at 866-540-WFAN. You receive a $100 Wendy's gift card. It's from our friends at Wendy's. Eat great even late at Wendy's. And your flagship station for Yankee baseball, The Fan. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you, at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Circa Resort and Casino is giving you tons of ways to win tons of money. $30 million in guaranteed prizes in Circa Million and Circa Survivor contests this season. There's no rake in these games, so if entries go above the guarantee, all that extra money goes into the prize pool. You got to register in person at Circa Sportsbook in Nevada, but then you can play from wherever you are. Here are the 3 ways to win. Circa Million 6. That's $6 million in guaranteed prizes. Pick 5 teams against the spread every week, and the winner takes home $1 million. Then the Survivor contests. Circa Survivor with $20 million guaranteed in prizes. Pick 1 team every week straight up to win. If that team loses or ties, your entry is eliminated. You can only pick each team once a season. And then the granddaddy of them all. Same rules in Circa Grandissimo, ultimate high-stakes Survivor game with a $100,000 entry fee and $4 million guaranteed. 3 ways to win. Circa Million 6, Circa Survivor, and Circa Grandissimo, all from Circa Resort and Casino. Remember, sign up at Circa Sportsbook in Nevada and play from anywhere.
And we're also sponsored by your local Mazda dealer.
Your NFL destination station is The Fan.
What John Harbaugh will do, he'll hold everybody else accountable. So if Jaxson has a bad game, it's not going to be about Jaxson Dart and his bad game. It's going to be about, I guess, the fault of everybody else on the team.
NFL MVP Boomer Esiason and Giants legend Tiki Barber hit you with the most informed opinions, taking you inside the team facility and inside the huddle like no one else can.
If Kate Klubnik comes in and he understands the system, he plays well in the preseason, there's no reason he shouldn't be playing if Geno Smith is playing like Geno Smith has played the last couple of years.
The Greats talk shop with you here all season long on your home for everything NFL. 1019 FM WFAN.
Looking for peace of mind in selecting your next SUV? Mazda is named the safest new car brand by Consumer Reports. That means confidence for every drive, all at a value that might surprise you. Visit your local Mazda dealer for great offers during Mazda's More to Move You sales event.
Run or walk with Giants legends. The Giants Foundation will host a 5K racing kids run presented by Quest on Sunday, November 8th at 9 a.m. at MetLife Stadium. Net proceeds will benefit the Giants Foundation. All participants will receive a commemorative t-shirt. And after the race, stay for a post-race festival with appearances by Giants legends and the live DJ. Register now at Giants.com/5K. The Giants Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit corporation.
Hi, I'm Patty, founder of Awesome Tex. I started with a big idea to give old clothes a new life by turning them into recycled fibers and threads. Everyone told me that this was going to be impossible, but Chase for Business believed in me. They gave me a lot of guidance from the beginning.
Get financial guidance from bankers in the New York community and convenient digital tools all in one place. Learn more at chaseforbusiness.com. Make more of what's yours. Real customers compensated. JPMorgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
It's fall, which means you're going to fall hard for this Dunkin' $6 meal deal. Now you get a medium hot or iced coffee, 6 crispy hash browns, and a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, all for $6. That's a full breakfast meal for $6. So wherever you're headed, work, school, the gym, or your next adventure, your breakfast or afternoon pick-me-up is covered. Do breakfast the Dunkin' way and order Dunkin's $6 meal deal.
Transform every drive into a homecoming during the Mercedes-Benz Welcome Home Celebration. Whether you're ready for your first Mercedes-Benz or your next one, Mercedes-Benz of Edison, Ray Cattina of Freehold, and Mercedes-Benz of Union have exceptional offers waiting for you, backed by the legendary Ray Cattina customer experience. Visit today and discover why coming home to Mercedes-Benz has never felt so rewarding. But hurry, the Welcome Home Celebration ends August 31st. Visit RayCattinaMercedes.com.
Allstate is New York's trusted auto insurer, protecting cars across the state. From Buffalo to the Brooklyn Bridge, we're by your side when you need us most, providing you with affordable auto coverage you can rely on. So, switch to Allstate today, and you could save $900 on auto insurance. You're in good hands with Allstate. Based on the national average annual savings for new auto customers surveyed in 2025 who switched to Allstate and reported savings, potential savings and availability varies by state.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Esiason here. You know what I learned in 14 years of playing quarterback? The teams that win in February did all their hard work in August before the season even started. Now, the same thing with your phone bill. Red Pocket Mobile's running their back-to-school sale right now. Pick an annual plan. Pay once and you're done. No bill, nothing else hits the budget all school year, and you get up to 4 months free on top of it. The savings are real, folks. Handle your cell service now. Forget it till next summer. RedPocket.com. Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier.
Boomer and Geo is brought to you by FanDuel. Hey, baseball fans, got a feeling about who's hitting a home run today? Don't just sit on it. FanDuel wants you to call your shot with daily dingers. All you have to do is make your pick on who's hitting a home run, and if you're right, you'll get a profit boost to use on your next bet for a shot at bigger winnings. Now, when your favorite slugger hits that walk-off, you'll feel like a winner, too. Daily Dingers on FanDuel is free to play, and you can lock in a pick every day of the MLB season. That's why FanDuel is the home for home runs. So are you ready to play your game? Check out Daily Dingers at FanDuel.com/New York. That's FanDuel.com/New York to make your free pick on who's hitting a homer today. Big hits can mean bigger winnings on FanDuel, an official partner of MLB. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of WFAN. 21 and over and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Must wager in designated offer market. Max wager $25. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Most tire dealers will sell Bridgestone tires, but Town Fair Tire sells Bridgestone tires for an unbeatable combination of the guaranteed lowest price and the most free services for life. Town Fair is New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer. So when you're in the market for a new set of Bridgestone tires, get to Town Fair Tire, because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. And I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Orgavada Zona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires. Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
T-Mobile is launching something no other wireless network offers. Introducing Nothing. Pay nothing today and walk out of the store with a new phone.
What did he say?
Nothing.
You definitely said something about nothing.
Exactly. Go to T-Mobile, pay nothing up front, and leave with a new phone.
Wait, nothing rules.
She gets it.
Hey, thanks for nothing.
For the first time ever, switch to T-Mobile, pay nothing. No taxes, no fees, no money down. And walk out with a new phone. There are 250 reasons to choose T-Mobile, and now nothing is holding you back.
On eligible devices with qualifying credit plan and 36-month finance agreement.
Agree with us? Disagree with us? Even better, talk Jets, Giants, Yankees, and Mets. Call the Fan and get in the game. 888-808-1019. The WFAN phone line is powered by Paramount Plus, your streaming home to watch the NFL on CBS all season long.
It's now time for the Fan Focus, and we start with the Mets, who picked up another series win yesterday, taking the rubber match from the Padres 4-2. Capped off a 5-1 homestand, and don't look now, Mets 11-4 in their last 15 games. Carson Bench led the way with the 2-run homer in the fourth, and elite closer Kodai Senga picked up his fourth save.
Elite closer.
He liked that. He finally gave up a run.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
That was a closer effort because he got you nervous. And thank God he turned that double play, because if Fernando Tatis Jr. came up, we knew what was going to happen. That's for damn sure. Yeah, Mets win. They're off today. Yankees play tonight. They try to sweep the Baltimore Orioles. The Orioles, the other day, were a wild card team. Now, when you look at the standings in the American League, there are 4 teams ahead of them because that's how tight the AL is. The Minnesota Twins at 63 and 65 currently reside in the third wild card spot. A half game ahead of Texas, a game ahead of Toronto, and a game and a half ahead of Cleveland, Detroit, and Baltimore. That's how tight the American League wild card picture is right now.
By tight, you mean pathetic.
Yes. Yeah, but you know what? You get in with 79 wins, and then you get hot.
Imagine. It's just under 80 wins is likely to make the postseason in the American League this year.
Yeah.
That is a sad state.
It is.
Of the American League.
But you know what's crazy? Again, does it matter if they get hot and go win a couple of rounds?
And here's the problem with it, is that it's going to create this bad word use that is not right. Parity. They're going to say, well, every team is equal.
Well, that's what the players are going to say. The owners are going to say that's not true.
That's right. That's what it's going to create, this narrative that, it's so equal that every team is about the same, and that gives everybody about the same chance. BS. It's nonsense.
Well, here's what I'll tell you. The team with the best record in the American League is a small market, small payroll team known as the Tampa Bay Rays. And the team with the best record in the National League is a small market, small payroll team in the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yes, but
those are just the facts.
But by the way, those facts have existed in previous years.
I know, I'm just saying.
Who wins the World Series?
It seems to be the big market teams.
There you go.
I mean, I can't argue with that.
All right.
I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you right now. But you know what's funny about that point? You would agree, I think we'd all agree, the better sample size of determining a good baseball team is 162
100%.
games. And yet the small sample size, which is where you would think, well, anybody can win, that's where the big market teams usually win.
Right, because when you expand rosters a little bit or you get into the postseason and it becomes not about 5, for instance, 5 starting pitchers, it's about 3 starting pitchers.
Right.
Who likely has the better starting pitchers?
It totally makes sense. We'll listen to the Yes and Orioles side on things last night and how they view the controversial home run in a second. But let's get to some of your calls, 888-808-1019. And I know it wasn't Yes. I refer to it as Yes because when it's K or Rucco and O'Neill and Cohen, to me it doesn't matter if it's Amazon or Yes. It's the same broadcast.
It's the Yes broadcasters. Let's put it that way.
It's like when the Mets are on picks. It's still S&Y. It's just the same thing, even if we're consuming it differently.
Right.
Mark in Asbury Park. What's up, Mark?
Hey, talking about the losing teams having a wild card berth. I want to say no one fondly remembers the 83 and 79 Cardinals from 2006, except I think there were 83 and 78, except for St. Louis fans, especially not Mets fans. We don't remember them very fondly. I don't like teams with losing records after 162 games sneaking their way in.
Yeah, I know. It's not ideal, but there are two great
but it happens in the NFL, Mark.
Yeah.
Think about it. The Buccaneers have won the division at least twice in the last 5 years.
How many of them won a Super Bowl? None.
No, the Bucs were good that year.
9-7 is the worst record of a championship team.
Yeah.
There are two examples in baseball that jump out in terms of getting to a World Series. Forget about winning a World Series. The 06 Cardinals, who we just talked about, who beat the Mets, and then the other Met connection is the 73 Mets. They won 82 games and got to a World Series and lost to a dynastic team in the 7th game of the World Series.
Right.
So it's happened before in baseball, but I guess 82, 83 wins feels very different than 80 wins. Even if it's only a couple of games.
That's true.
There's a huge difference.
2 meaningless games in April.
Right.
That's how you could think about it.
It's the under 500 thing, though. It's a dirty thing.
It is.
Dave's in Brooklyn. Hey, Dave.
Hey, gentlemen. Speaking of games in April, in 2017, Judge had a home run taken away from him, which would have given him 53 for the season, taken away from him by the umpires, right?
Right.
So then the next year, Alonso hits 53, but it would have been only tied with Judge's 53 if Judge had not been wrongfully robbed. So in a way, I've been waiting for this day in a non-malicious way. I've been waiting for this day for a while.
Wait, so you're saying this is the karma return for the Judge Alonso rookie home run record?
I'm afraid so. Listen, karma works in mysterious ways. It doesn't always work in a linear fashion. This is what happened, guys.
I think the rookie home run record has been replaced in Judge's trophy case.
You think?
By MVPs.
Or how about the American League or non-steroided home run record?
That's true. That's a good point.
That one's up there, too.
Yeah, Pete, you can have that one. It's all good. You can have that one.
It's all very different, but I guess not that different. In 1998, the infamous 1998 season where Mark McGwire hit 70 home runs and Sammy Sosa hit 66, Mark McGwire had a home run, and he was in his 60s at this point, so it wasn't early in the season, that was taken away for fan interference. So he actually, you could have argued, hit 71 home runs that season. And
it wouldn't matter. Barry Bonds was blowing past him no matter what the number was.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's all it means is second on the steroided up list. By the way, Pete Alonso this season has played 9 games against the New York Yankees. He's hitting .303 with 3 home runs and a .949 OPS.
He doesn't care about the back page of New York.
You think that's motivating him?
Something is.
Yeah. I wish I had a good answer for it. I don't really have an answer for it.
It's probably a division rival type of thing. He's embracing being an Oriole and fighting against the mighty Yankees.
Well, there's only one team he has better numbers than the Yankees so far this season. You know what team it is?
The Rays?
The Tampa Bay Rays.
Of course.
He's hitting .415 with a 1,100 OPS, 3 home runs, 9 RBIs against Tampa.
Yeah, I wonder why you would want a guy that rises to the occasion against the best opponents in Major League Baseball.
Yeah,
I don't know why you.
I see what you're doing.
Why would you want a guy like that?
Brian in Piscataway, what's up, Brian?
Hey guys, listen, first time caller to your program, but long-time listener and caller previously to the fan.
Appreciate
and
you.
I just wanted to chime in on what both Tiki, you and Evan brought up regarding the goal post and the foul post.
Right.
And I am not by any means a tech bro, so I'll make that clear at the start. However, I'm in agreement with both of you. I've always felt watching either sport, when they have a controversial call, why is it that they don't have the poles longer, taller, so that you can have a clear view? And, I mean, maybe it can't reach the height of the actual stadium, but it can certainly be taller than what they have it, and that would eliminate a lot of the guesswork and
I agree.
the time
I agree. My only theory on it, because
they're fiberglass, right?
What do you mean? The foul poles?
The foul poles. Right?
I don't know what they're made of. I've never touched one. I always wanted to.
PVC pipe, maybe?
I don't know. You tell me. Have you ever touched one?
I've never even. I don't think I've been close to one now that I think about it.
There was only one pole I wanted to touch, and it was at Fenway Park. I wanted to touch the pesky pole because it's so famous, and you can touch it. You can get there. So I was in the right field corner at Fenway a few years ago, and I never was able to work my way down enough to touch the pole. So I never got to do it. So I've never touched the pole. Even a couple weeks ago, I was at City in the right field seats, the Coca-Cola corner for Pooch at the Park night or Dog at the Park, Bark at the Park night.
Bark at the Park.
And the pole's right there. And I had an urge. Like, man, I got to touch that pole.
Why didn't
Never
you touch
did.
it?
I don't know.
Touching poles not your thing.
Well, I guess so. But my only theory on why, because I said it at the top and our last caller said it as well, that they should be higher, clearly, is that they've already installed them and it costs money to take it out and put a new one in. And everything always comes back to money. And I don't know if the stadiums and the operators of the stadium really have an urge to fix the 1 or 2 calls a year that having a taller pole would fix. So my guess, Teak, would be it's a financial decision to not replace them.
Yeah, it definitely is. But and how many times has this come up in a regular season game or throughout the course of a regular season where you have to worry about it?
Once or twice a
That's the
year.
problem. It's only once or twice a year. I feel like in the NFL, it's the same thing. There's 1 or 2 kicks that are kind of borderline, and maybe we complain for a little bit, but then you're like, all right, whatever.
Here's a little case study. Last night when Pete hit the ball, we all thought it was a home run, and then we had the 5-minute delay of review. Let's take a listen to what all the broadcasters thought before it wasn't overturned. Let's start with Michael K.
That looks fair.
Very simple. That looks fair. David Cohen, what do you say?
Seems pretty clear, right?
Yeah, pretty clear to me.
Pretty clear. Pretty clear to me. Susan Waldman, right here on WFAN.
I don't understand. It doesn't look like it's foul for 1 second unless at the top.
Had to have been at the top of it.
They're trying to figure it out, but they both also think it's fair. Masson, Orioles TV, do they think it's fair?
That's a fair ball. Yep. Well, if we could put the 3 back up on the stadium's about to explode because the replay's coming up on the board. That is inside the pole, and Pete knows it.
Everybody knows it. It's clearly a home run. Now, here's my favorite part. Let's hear everyone's reaction to it not being overturned.
Oh, this will be great.
Let's start with the Amazon Prime Yes broadcast.
After review, the call in the field stands. It's a foul ball.
Oh, my. That is a huge surprise. What did they see that we didn't see, David?
They must have had a different angle than we did.
Wow. We got an oh my, a wow out of a Yankee announcer.
Yeah.
Michael K. All right. WFAN, Susan Waldman, Dave Sims. Their reaction to the overturn or the non-overturn.
The call in the field stands. It's a foul ball.
Oh, man.
Boy, Yankees got lucky.
I love Susan's unbridled reactions, no matter what they are.
Oh, it's the best.
It's just,
She is the best.
She is the best.
And I think she may have given us a drop. Yankees got lucky, may live on forever. I got to tell you. And Dave Sims was singing. Did you hear Dave? Like, woo, woo, woo. He was pumped up. Oh, now we have fun. Orioles TV. What'd you think of the non-overturn?
And here we go. Here's Will Little.
After review, the call in the field stands.
Oh, my gosh. Come on, Will.
Now, I will tell you.
You're allowed to be extraordinarily biased when you are a radio announcer.
That was the TV announcer.
That was TV?
That was TV.
Oh.
And they did not say another word for 30 seconds, which is why I cut it. They just said, come on, Will. And the Will they're referring to is Will Little, the home plate umpire. So he's so pissed. He's like lecturing the whole, come on, Will.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Will did not make the call to not overturn it. He's mad that he made the call initially to call it foul.
Yeah, but he's also announcing it, isn't he?
Yeah.
Will Little.
Oh, yes, that's true. That's true.
That's
Will Little.
why.
Oh, that's why he's saying it?
Yeah, that's why he's saying it.
But he didn't decide it. He's just repeating what New York told him.
Of course. Not his decision.
You ready for Orioles radio? Here's
Yes.
Orioles radio's reaction.
Here we go.
After review, the call in the field stands. It's a foul ball.
I don't get it. I don't understand it. Craig Alvarez just took his hat off. He's asking the home plate umpire what? What? The entire Orioles dugout and this entire crowd can't believe it. Everyone saw it on the big scoreboard.
Very upset. Now,
You know why this is great for baseball?
What is that?
Because you're just talking about baseball.
That's true, yeah. You can argue that. Bad calls are good for sports.
100% they are.
This may not be good for sports because the Oriole radio broadcast did it. They did it. They did what people do when they get really pissed off. When they're really pissed off and they can't explain things, and we do this in all walks of society. We create a conspiracy theory.
C-O-N-spiracy.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Orioles radio's got some theories.
Every Orioles fan, and I don't blame them, they're saying, Yankees, where's the review center? That is impossible to explain.
It's almost like he didn't want to go into detail, but he laid it out.
Where's the review center?
New York.
We know. It's in New York.
He's saying that MLB.
We actually visited it earlier this year.
We did.
It was pretty awesome.
It was a great lesson. He is saying that the call wasn't overturned because MLB is out to help the New York Yankees.
Yep.
So I think it's our job, WFAN, we're New York radio, we're very unbiased. I'm an IBO, I am not a Yankee fan. We need to respond to these allegations.
Yeah.
Do you believe Major League Baseball was purposely helping the Yankees last night?
Yeah, probably. No, I'm just kidding. They're independent umpires.
And guess what, Baltimore? What are you going to do about it?
Exactly.
Yeah, we got the call.
You going to protest?
Yeah.
You going to file a complaint?
Yeah.
Get a preliminary injunction?
You guys remember
against putting the win on the Yankees ledger right now?
You guys remember Jeffrey Mayer? What'd you do about that? You lost in 5. Nah, that's lunacy.
No, of course it is. Again, we know because we visited it. It's an independent umpire, and they're not the same people all the time.
No, I think the biggest issue at hand is that once something is called on the field, it's going to take more to overturn it.
That's right.
I did find one person who thought it was foul. I mean, we just heard overwhelming the Yankee broadcast, the Oriole broadcast, radio, TV, everybody saying it's a fair ball, it's a fair ball, it's a fair ball. We have found the person that thinks it was foul.
Well, that's because somebody actually has the right perspective. The perspective of where it actually was. Not your perception.
Yeah.
Because I've had this conversation with you all before. Perception and perspective are very different things. The right perspective tells you it was likely foul. What problem is we don't have in mass, at least not mass distributed, the right perspective, the right angle on the ball.
Completely fair. I'm just not sure the person we found had any perspective other than his own biases.
Oh, this is Tommy?
Ladies and gentlemen, the manager of the New York Yankees, Aaron Boone.
Do you feel like he caught a bit of a break with that call?
No, I think it was foul.
Very simple. I think it was foul.
Yeah. There you go.
So he's the one guy that thought it was foul. But again, the biggest issue is when something is called on the field, it's got to be overwhelming.
The visiting dugout is on that line, right?
The visiting dugout is on, yes. Yeah, the third base line. That's right. Yes.
So, of course, his perspective was right because he's right down the line.
You don't think this was just a typical, I'm going to defend my team kind of thing?
He probably came out and looked out he's like, oh, yeah, that's foul.
You know what the best answer is?
I'm down the line. He's on the right perspective.
Even if he didn't see the perspective to convince himself it was foul, the best answer is, I have no idea. Like Jazz Chisholm was asked it too, and that was his answer. He's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I'm standing in second
base. How the hell am I supposed to know?
It's the best answer you could give because it makes it so that you don't have to go on record to say, oh, yes, no, I know it was fair. I know it was foul.
Chisholm!
So anyhow, very interesting night down in Baltimore's Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Paul in Yonkers. Hey, Paul.
Hey, good morning, guys. So I'm a Pete Alonso fan.
We all
so,
are.
you know, it was a fair ball. But Major League Baseball got a problem on their hands. Baltimore Orioles right now, every game they win, they're on the third line, they're in the playoffs. They lose, they're out of the playoffs. As of right now, Major League Baseball knocked the Baltimore Orioles out of the playoffs on this decision. And that can't be. So, Tiki just brought it up. One more thing. Do the Baltimore have a right to put in a protest at that point of that home run?
No.
And make Major League Baseball make the decision?
The reason, Major League Baseball did make the decision and went to the replay room.
That's why they can't do it in protest.
You can't protest judgment calls. Yeah. And at the end of the day, that was a judgment call. It was a judgment call by Will Little, and then ultimately it was a judgment call by the replay review room. You are allowed to protest the misusage of rules. You know what I mean? So, like, I give you a really weird extreme example. The ball hits the foul pole, and the umpire says, oh, yeah, when it hits the foul pole, it's foul because it's a foul pole.
Right, and that's a misinterpretation of the rule.
Yeah, you're an idiot, right?
Yeah.
So that would be that. In this case, it's a judgment call. And listen, baseball history is littered with incorrect judgment calls, and we have to live by the results. It's why I always argue for the Johan no-hitter. Like, was it a bad call? Sure, it was a bad call. Bad calls are a part of baseball. And even if you still think that was a bad call last night, it's the call that stands. And again, and this is why it was important, I made sure it was the first thing I said on the air today. The Yankees scored 2 runs in the top of the 8th inning. They needed to do that to win the game. Paul Blackburn and David Bednar pitched 2 scoreless innings. The Yankees needed to win the game. It's not like that ended the game. It was a tie game in the 8th inning or a tie game in the bottom of the 7th inning. So the Yankees needed to execute, and to their credit, they did, and they won the baseball game. Steve in Bayside. Hey, Steve.
Hey, first on the home run, and then let me get to George Lombard. We don't need to make the foul pole big. You don't have to rip out the entire foul pole. You don't even really need a camera, even though cameras are really cheap these days.
Yep.
We have these things on our cars called sensors. They use them in tennis to see if a ball was in or out of line.
Yeah, Hawkeye.
Baseball uses them to
Hawkeye.
track pitches and hitters and stuff like that. So you could just put a sensor right on top of the foul pole to see if it was fair or foul. But if they did that, we wouldn't spend the first hour of your show talking about this.
Steve,
either.
you're absolutely right, and you're so right about your car. Like, my car has a backup camera, and it shows me my whole car.
Right.
And it's just a backup camera. I'm like, how the hell are you showing me my whole car?
It's kind of crazy.
It is absolutely crazy. So if my car can do that, and most new cars these days can do something like that, then why can't they do that on a foul pole?
The one thing I wonder, though, Steve, is...
Or a field goal pole.
Because Tiki said it, too. Like, bad calls create fodder, it's conversation, and it's good. But yet baseball has gone out of their way over the last few years to try to fix bad calls. Look at ABS.
Right.
So I don't buy that they really want calls to be controversial, so we all debate it, because they have made a lot of efforts over the last few years to fix bad calls.
Well, that's my little conspiracy theory. Okay. Anyway, on to George Lombard. George Lombard scored. I thought he was the hero of the game. He plated 1 run on a little dribbler to third.
Yep.
And then he made a sacrifice fly.
Yep.
In both cases, he made contact with a baseball, which is something that this Yankee team has really struggled with. And I saw it was on the radio. I heard them say that they are one of the worst teams with men in scoring position since Aaron Judge has gone down for the entire. I think they're 26th in baseball with men in scoring position. Well, you know what? If you put the bat on the ball, things happen.
Right.
No,
Especially when you're an athlete. And,
Absolutely.
And George Lombard, that first one first RBI, he's talking about the dribble at a third base. I mean, the third baseman maybe had a play. It would have been tight regardless of how athletic or fast the runner was, but George Lombard beat it down the line. And Jazz almost got himself thrown out at third, but George Lombard had an urgency to get down the line.
When you put the ball in play, potentially good things can happen.
Yes.
Whether it's a miscue by the other team, whether it's just the luck of soft contact and you beating it out, or a sacrifice fly, which is the more obvious thing when there's a runner on third and less than 2 outs. And George Lombard was able to do that twice last night. He has hit since he's come up here. His defense continues to be utterly brilliant. It's a very small sample size, obviously. But the early returns on George Lombard Jr. is exactly why you call up super prospects in pennant races, because they can spark a team. And right now, George Lombard Jr. is a part of why the Yankees are winning games. He's contributing in every aspect. And we've talked about this for years with young players with the Yankees and the Mets too, which is, call them up. Oh, you're relying too much on a young player. Sure, they may fail, but they also may spark you. There are examples of it.
Right.
And the Yankees' success this season is buoyed by young players contributing. Ben Rice emerging into a star, Cam Schlittler emerging into a star, and even now over this small sample size, the play that they're getting out of George Lombard Jr. at 2 hits last night, drove in 2 runs, he's hitting over 300, and he continues to look like Andrew Simmons at shortstop. Like, it's been all good. It's all good. I was so annoyed because John Boy has Aaron Boone on every week, and they did a great job. They asked Aaron Boone the question. They said, who would you compare Lombard to? And I was so excited to hear his answer because
you were waiting for yours.
Well,
till Simmons.
Well, anybody, because Sean says A-Rod, which is like the ultimate. Some have suggested Jeter. I have suggested Andrew Simmons, which is like an insult in some people's minds.
I don't remember A-Rod's beginning of his career. Did he always have power? Because I know he was much leaner.
He had power, but he was tall and skinny like Lombard. So I think the build was similar in Sean's mind. He was athletic and all that. And Aaron Boone punted the question. Would not give an answer. Wouldn't give anybody.
Good for Aaron Boone.
Why? He could have said Pokey Reese. He could have said whoever he wanted.
But then you put an expectation. Now everybody's going to start saying they expect him to be the next A-Rod.
No, you're so right about that.
That's why you don't do it.
I love comparisons on young players. Like, I think it's interesting. And then debating, like, is that good enough for that person's career? But you can see it with my comp and with Sean's comp. Sean says A-Rod. Take the steroids out for a second. A-Rod's one of the greatest players of all time.
Yeah.
To compare George Lombard Jr. to A-Rod is incredibly unfair.
It's a little aggressive.
Right. I, on the other hand, said, hey, I think I'm giving him a compliment. I'm comparing him to, in my opinion, the best defensive shortstop of the last 2 decades in Andrew Simmons. But, well, he's a career 260 hitter. He's never made the All-Star team.
Right.
That sucks. You're being mean. So, like, sometimes either it's too high or it's too low.
Right.
There's no happy medium. I'll give you a guy. And I give Craig credit because he's the one who brought it up off air to us. Jose Reyes. If he has a career like Jose Reyes, we good? Electric player, all-star caliber player. I mean, that's pretty damn good.
You should be good.
Yeah.
I think the problem when you use a guy like Jose Reyes, it's almost like you're putting a cap. Right, you're putting a ceiling.
4-time All-Star and a guy who won a batting title.
I know, but
that's a pretty good cap.
But you're also thinking, maybe this guy is Jeter plus, right? Obviously a great defender, multiple-time All-Star, but also is he's Jeter, right? That's what you're hoping for,
right?
So when you say Jose Reyes, you're putting him short of Jeter.
Yeah, but that's, I mean, Jeter.
And it's not bad. I'm not saying
Derek
it's bad.
Jeter is, in my opinion, the greatest shortstop of the last 100 years.
Every fan wants the next whoever the great was.
So it's an insult to not just go all the way with it?
Yeah.
See, that's
because you're capping the kid.
Right.
And why would you do that?
I'm not capping him. I'm saying.
If you're saying he's only going to be Jose Reyes and not Derek Jeter, you're putting a cap on him.
Would you sign right now? I'm telling you, I can see the future. I'm an oracle.
Mm-hmm.
George Lombard is going to spend 12 years with the Yankees.
Yep.
Right off the top, that's pretty good. 12-year career. He's going to be a 282 career hitter with about a 770 OPS, and he's going to win. We'll give him a few Gold Gloves.
Mm-hmm.
You taking that?
No, I want Derek Jeter.
I mean, Jesus, man. You're not taking that?
No.
I just gave you a 12-year career and a 270.
I do not. The future is unknowable, right? The past is inaccessible. We still talk about it. I want someone who at least is not limited by these artificial caps that we're putting on.
You're a Giant fan?
Yes.
Would you sign for Tyrone Tracy having your career right now?
No. I want to be better than
Jesus, man. I thought I had you with that.
No.
I thought you were going to be like, of course. And I'd say, well, what about Jim Brown?
By the way, he still has 2 years before I figured it out.
No, I understand.
You know what I mean?
There's been a lot of burying of Tyrone Tracy lately, and I think it's completely unfair. And I think there's two
nonsense.
It's
utter nonsense.
Oh, it's nonsense. But I got 2 theories on why it's happening. One is the popular missed block from the first preseason game, and number 2, Cam Scottaboo.
Yeah,
Cam Scottaboo takes, and it's not Cam's fault. I don't blame him for this. He takes all the air out of the room.
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy people want to buy the jerseys of. He's it's Cam Scottaboo. Meanwhile, Tyrone Tracy's had a better NFL career so far than Cam Scottaboo.
Of course. He had clearly a better rookie season than Cam Scottaboo's rookie season.
Right.
And his follow-up was pretty damn good, even though he missed some time.
Yeah.
I think the issue with Tyrone Tracy is that people think he's this small, scat-ish back. Tyrone Tracy's a big kid.
Right.
And he's elusive, and he's fast. He can catch the ball well. He can be dynamic. But you bring in Najee Harris right after the whole sack thing with Jaxson Dart on the preseason game against the Vikings, and everybody thinks and says, "Oh, this is because Tyrone Tracy missed the block." If you get replaced by one play, trust me, you guys don't watch enough film to know when someone really screws up.
Right.
So he really screwed up, but trust me, a lot of guys really screwed up. Are they replacing every other player? So to me, it's a narrative that he's expendable. And maybe John Harbaugh doesn't like him. I don't know. I have no idea. But he's a good player. And if he does not stay here, he's going to go someplace else, get an opportunity, and be pretty damn good.
As of this moment, and things can change, he's RB1 of the New York Football Giants. That's how I view him. Anyhow, if you had to guess the Yankee turning point, because we do have a winner, in my opinion, it would be the non-overturn of the Pete Alonso home run. Will you go with George Lombard? Will you go final out? Where are you going on the turning point of last night?
I think it's got to be Lombard.
The game-winning infield hit by George Lombard Jr.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the turning point of last night's Yankee game.
Right hand hitter with power to all field. Swing on and drive deep to left. Oh, my goodness. And it's just a matter of fair or foul. It goes foul. What a break for the Yankees. Man, he hit that a ton. Here we go.
Review. The call on the field stands. It's a foul ball.
Woohoo!
Man.
Boy, Yankees got lucky.
Yeah. Good job. Good job, Emmanuel. That is the Yankee turning point.
Woohoo!
Yankees got lucky.
Good job, Devin.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I think that's obvious. Like I sat there.
Pick the same one you did.
But do you agree that that is the turning point of the game?
I mean, of course.
Okay. You could have picked the same one.
Nah.
We're allowed to agree.
It's not as interesting.
Okay. We'll come back with more of your telephone calls at 888-808-1019, the number. The George Lombard comparison game. Who is it? Is it insulting if it's somebody that's not the greatest shortstop of all time? Plus, Aaron Glenn apologized about something, and I don't think he should have. We'll get to it coming up in the 11 o'clock hour as well. It's Evan and Tiki without Sean Morash.
We are sponsored by Ray Catena Mercedes-Benz of Edison.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Sponsored by Metal Supermarkets, the convenience store for metal. Find a store at metalsupermarkets.com. When you think about the best teams in the National League, it's always the LA Dodgers, the Milwaukee Brewers, the Atlanta Braves, and the Chicago Cubs. But don't sleep on the San Diego Padres. The Pods have won 17 of their last 22 and now in sole possession of the third and final wildcard spot in the NL. No one wants to see them in October. I'm Nick Costos.
Did you know that driving under the influence of marijuana is illegal? Driving high will get you a DUI. And if you're wondering if law enforcement can tell you're driving high, well, everyone else can. Friends?
I can tell you drove high.
Parents?
I can tell when you drive high.
Relatives?
I can tell. You drove here high, didn't you?
So what makes you think law enforcement can't?
I can tell.
If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI. Paid for by NHTSA.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You play for the win, not just on game day, every day. Channel that drive into your money. Robinhood puts you in control, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
Head home in a new Mercedes-Benz from Mercedes-Benz of Edison during the Mercedes-Benz Welcome Home celebration. Now through August 31st. Enjoy exceptional opportunities on the GLC and GLE and the C-Class sedan. Visit Mercedes-Benz of Edison, where luxury feels like home.
Las Vegas was built for stars. And on August 22nd, two of boxing's biggest take center stage. Rolly Romero never follows the script.
This is my game.
Teofimo Lopez has never needed one.
This guy's got a big mouth.
For years, they've had plenty to say.
All you do is talk.
But with World Championship gold on the line, can they back it?
Teo, I'm here. I'm going all in.
It's time to put up or shut up. Rolly Romero versus Teofimo Lopez. August 22nd.
I'll shut you up.
Watch on DAZN and DAZN on Prime Video.
D'Agostino & Associates is a legacy firm that's there to help accident victims. I'm attorney Jenna D'Agostino, continuing the legacy my father, John D'Agostino, started 35 years ago when he built D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm, one client at a time.
I grew up on these New York and New Jersey streets. They shaped me. I'm attorney John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm. I often tell the story of how my father lost his leg in a construction accident so people understand I've been there and I'll be there for you. Call my team first. 888-24-LAW-24. 888-24-LAW-24.
Continuing the legacy means working closely with my father and our team. When you're injured, we know a big decision has to be made. Call our team first.
D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm. We have offices throughout New York and New Jersey. I've been there and I'll be there for you. Call my team first. 888-24-LAW-24. 888-24-LAW-24. D'Agostino Law Bite Back.
America's most iconic company now drives America's pastime. That's right, our friends at Ford are teaming up with MLB to celebrate the game and the people who power it. To give back to the fans, Ford is putting one lucky fan in the driver's seat of a new Ford vehicle. So could it be you? Why not take a swing? Enter now at FordDriveThem.com for your chance to win a Ford F-150, Expedition, or Bronco.
No purchase necessary. Sweepstakes ends 10/12/26. For rules, visit FordDriveThem.com/rules. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Hi, this is New Jersey Attorney General Jen Davenport. If you are caught driving impaired, you face hefty fines, a suspended license, and possibly even jail time. Worse yet, you could cause a crash that would devastate someone's life or your own. Be responsible. Never drive drunk or high.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What do parents think of back to school at Staples, where 24-pack Crayola crayons are just 50 cents?
Staples has folders, notebooks, and pens at great prices.
I'm smiling from ear to ear.
It's the most wonderful time.
Mom, I missed the bus of the year.
It's a wonderful time at Staples, where school supplies start at just 25 cents. Staples.
That was easy.
Visit your local Staples today or shop online and in the app. Ends 9/12. Exclusions apply.
Did you know Skechers makes high-performance footwear for almost every sport you play? Here's what our athletes are saying.
Hi, I'm pro basketball player OG Anunoby. I dominate in Skechers basketball. Skechers delivers championship-level performance.
I'm WNBA star Jackie Young. Skechers keeps me quick, comfortable, and ready for anything.
And you can get high-performance Skechers and hands-free slip-ins technology. Just step in and perform.
I'm pro golfer Matt Fitzpatrick. I play in hands-free Skechers golf slip-ins.
Find yours at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or whatever high-performance sports shoes are sold.
I scream. You scream. We all scream. Because Wendy's famous small classic Frosty is just $1 for a limited time. More screaming, happy screaming, summer screaming, $1 small classic Frosty screaming! But please don't scream in the drive-thru. It hurts the employees' ears. Get a $1 small classic Frosty for a limited time, only at Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. A la carte only, not valid for delivery. Limit 10 per transaction. Price may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
New York baseball fan favorite and Latin pop sensation Jose Candelita Iglesias makes his Broadway debut in Buena Vista Social Club, starting August 27th. Get tickets today.
Start the day with Boomer and Gio, mornings 6 to 10 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
How we doing on this fine Thursday? Yankees will wrap up their series with the Orioles later tonight. There is football on TV, which is nice. Brock Purdy may play a snap or two.
What?
I don't know if it's on TV. I have the NFL Game Pass thing.
Oh, it is Thursday.
And I paid for it, so there's 2 games I know I can watch. I'm not sure if it's national TV, though.
Right. This week is weird for me because I'm going on vacation at the end of the week, and it's Thursday, but I feel like it's Wednesday because I'm leaving on Friday.
Ah. So you're off kilter by a day.
I'm off by a day, and it feels long already.
So you're not doing the Giant game this weekend because you're going away. Good for you.
I am not.
You got to sit through all these preseason games?
Yeah, I mean, I did one.
I know, and going to Miami has to be the least appealing thing to do in August.
And they're not home, by the way.
Right, they're in Miami.
The next 2 are on the road.
Well,
even though the Jets is home, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
and so it's
on the road. You're playing in the same stadium; it's just painted differently.
Right.
And they made the other schmucky season ticket holders buy the tickets.
You know what screws it up though?
What?
Because last year I did all 3 preseason games, and then on the week in between, I went away with my family.
Right.
We go away for a week every because this is related to cheer. Right. So it's the one weekend right before Labor Day that we can go away for cheer because cheer practice is not happening. School is moved up.
Yeah, I know. What a disgrace.
Before Labor Day.
Disgrace.
Which means that the cheer schedule is moved up a week before Labor Day, which means I now have to take this trip in the middle of the preseason as opposed to at the end of the preseason. It's such a pain in the ass.
Dude, this is a disgrace. Now, I know there are some school districts that have always opened up school prior to Labor Day. I know that my sister who lives in Florida, they open well before Labor Day. I get
some parts of the country are already in school now.
I've heard that. So
California, I think, went this week.
So
last week.
I've always been aware that that's a thing, but where I've lived in New York and now Westchester and New York City, school opens after Labor Day. Whether it's the Tuesday after Labor Day or the Wednesday after Labor Day.
Protest, Evan.
I am.
Protest.
They announced
Jet
last
and
year.
Spence aren't going.
They're not?
Hell no, we won't go.
They won't?
Hell no, we won't go.
Donna Martin graduate. Donna Martin graduate. And you know what? I remember when this came out months and months ago, I said this on the air.
Yeah.
I said, I am not sending my kids to school prior to Labor Day.
I thought you were joking.
I'm not joking. I purposely planned something, and we're doing something. Good. We are not going to school before Labor Day. And I'm going to email. I can't wait to get the teacher's name and email her. And I know it's not her fault. She didn't make the schedule. I'm going to say it. I'm going to word it. I'm sure I'm not alone, but I will not send my kids to school prior to Labor Day. And I hope nobody shows up. School before Labor Day.
Right.
Are you kidding me?
Get to know my kid's name. You already know it.
Yeah.
You've been looking at it for 2 months now.
Are they going to put? Is that going to put my kids behind the 8 ball though?
No.
They're not going to like this. There won't be like an agenda.
And if they do, homeschool.
Well, let's not get crazy now.
Just like DeMario Davis. You know DeMario Davis?
Do I know? Yes, I know DeMario Davis.
Your linebacker?
Yeah.
I think he has 6 kids, 5 kids, something like. I think it's 6. His wife homeschools them all.
Really?
Yes.
That sounds daunting.
It sounds awesome.
Does it?
Yeah. For the kids. I'm talking about from a kid standpoint. I'm not talking about from the parent standpoint. Because remember, we had to do this for COVID, and it was a pain in the butt.
It was a disaster.
But from a kid standpoint, that's amazing.
So now that I get to look back at it as an older man, yes, if you would have told me at 9 years old, you're staying home for school, I would have been excited. But what about like recess? What about how? How do you have friends? It's different than learning.
Sports?
Yeah, but
how did you meet all of your friends, Jet and Spence's friends?
No, through school and then sports.
School?
It's school then sports. That's how I met my friends.
All of my closest friends. I mean, all of them. None of them were in the same school district for me and Tracy. It was all through like Gymboree.
Really?
All through like these pre-school activities that you do for your kids. Because what are you doing with your 2-year-old or 3-year-old? And so we met all of our friends through when they were like 2 and 3, and we're still close with them.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't have that experience myself or with my kids. It was all through school. Like you just meet kids and you sit next to them.
For you, because you're over 40.
Well, no, when I was a kid, I'm remembering my kidness. Like I met my friends through being in the first grade together.
Did Gymboree even exist?
Yes. Yeah. I remember this. I have some memories of being a 4-year-old.
Well, dude, I'm old, man.
Yeah. I remember jumping on the trampoline.
Maybe
like
they
up
just
and
didn't
down.
have them in the South.
Maybe.
I think that's probably what it was.
It could have been more of a geographical thing.
I think it definitely is a geographical thing.
Because we're not that separated in age.
Right, because when I was a kid, my mom was just like, all right, whatever, just be home before the sun goes down.
Right. I think I did the Gymboree before I went to first grade. Like once I was in first grade, I wasn't doing it anymore. But like at the younger stage, I remember the balance beam and I remember the thing that goes up and down, the jump high.
Right.
What's it called? I just said
the trampoline.
The trampoline.
Right.
Yeah, I have a mental block sometimes against trampolines. Let's get back to your phone calls. Rick is in Queens. Hey, Rick.
Hey, guys. To start with, Pete wants to stick it to the owner and to New York. No question, no doubt. It's
right.
Like
So
me
if
going back to my high school.
Right. So Rick, if they're playing,
reunion,
if they're playing the Yankees, he
he
knows that the Mets are going to see it.
Yeah, well, that's true, but it's like me going back to my high school reunion with Halle Berry on my arm, okay? I want to show everybody in the school, look at me now, and for the girl who was the most beautiful girl in the school that left me because my favorite football player wouldn't call a funeral home for me, I just want to show them off.
Rick, have you seen her lately? She looks amazing. She's on Instagram. I follow her on Instagram. I'm like, wow.
She's dropping what they call thirst traps.
It's all thirst traps.
Let's go to Jerry in Chester, New York. Hey, Jerry.
Hey, guys. I have a little problem with you, man. I'm a Jaxson Dart fan, and you're giving my man a nickname, Blue Tents already? He's only played like 12 games. But I got a good nickname for your quarterback, Mr. Geno Smith.
Let's hear it.
What's that?
I've looked in the news of him being, getting pulled over. I got a great name for him. His nickname is now going to be called Traffic Stop.
You know what, Jerry? Here's the difference between you and I.
What did he get? 2 tickets or 3?
I mean, there were a lot.
There was a couple of traffic stops. One, he didn't get his ticket.
I lost track of it.
He didn't have a license plate on. That's what it was.
Yeah.
He's like, oh no, it was the wrong license plate for the wrong car.
Either way.
And he was like, I got lots of cars, fam.
Either way, traffic stops.
Yes, traffic stops.
The difference between Jerry and I, and really Jet fans and Giant fans, is you can say whatever you want about Geno Smith. He is our temporary quarterback.
Right. Evan's going to say, I'm not offended.
I'm not offended.
See, I was offended.
When I call Jaxson Dart blue tent?
Yeah, because I like Jaxson Dart.
Yeah, but I like Jaxson Dart too.
And
it's not
likes
personal.
Me, and I don't want him to not like me because of you.
Well, that's not a good reason.
Yes, it is.
I like Jaxson Dart as well. I'm just being honest. He's been in the blue tent 6 times. He's played 12 NFL games. Like, that's a worthy nickname. It's not like I created it out of nowhere.
Now that I think about this, I'm trying to make a decision.
What?
If I had to choose you or Jaxson Dart.
Can I give you some advice?
I'm going to choose you.
Yeah. You know why you're going to choose me?
Because you're going to take me to Mets games and Knicks games and Nets games.
Well, that's a good reason. I hate to be a jerk when I say this. I'm probably going to be here when he's not.
Sure. You're going to be in my life longer than that.
I mean, and I don't say that arrogantly, but think about the athletes just in my time here that I've gone through.
Sure.
I talked about you playing football.
That's crazy.
So
I used to come on your show.
That's right. Joe and I would be like, joining us right now, legendary Giant running back Tiki Barber.
So Evan would be like the greatest running back in Giant history.
Well, I think you are.
Oh, thank you.
That wasn't hyperbole.
I mean, Frank Gifford.
I mean, look at
O.J. Anderson won an MVP.
No offense to Frank Gifford or O.J. Anderson, but I think if you look at the stats, I would say that you're the greatest. Now, it's a different sport. I fully acknowledge that. But, yeah, I don't think that's speaking out of turn. Greatest running back in the history of the Giants.
That's why I love Joe. Until he said, Tiki, you don't even watch the games.
But you guys are friends now, right?
He's the best.
Peacock.
Yeah.
Joe was my first
What a goddamn disgrace.
I was his first co-host.
That's right. You were on the overnights.
Overnights with Joe B. That's how I learned the game.
Just remember this. I know it feels personal and it feels like a sting. I have nothing against Jaxson Dart. I don't have an agenda against the Giants. I am describing the fact that he has been in the blue tent at a crazy amount of time, which is an indisputable fact. Like, we all agree on that. We have theories on why. Sean's got his theories. I have we all have different theories. That's not the point. He's been in the blue tent at a pace that's insane. He has been in the blue tent one time shorter than Pat Mahomes, who's been in the league for a lot longer.
In better context, and I hope it doesn't stay this way, it's literally half the games he's played.
Yes. Yeah, so that's why a nickname like that, as much as it stings, is accurate until it's not. Go play this NFL season and don't get called into the blue tent.
Okay, just worry about traffic stop, all right?
Here's the thing. By week 5, traffic stop may be on the bench.
I know.
And we're not going to cry about it. Let's go to Matt in New Jersey. What's up, Matt?
Hey, Matt.
Thanks for taking a call. 2 quick points, and I just want to throw in at the end. Please don't cut me off. One for Evan, I think, and one for Tiki. No, the George Lombard comparison, defensively, I thought Evan was going to say Ray Ordonez maybe, and then offensively Jeter, hopefully. And with the ball, as far as
the foul pole.
But more in football, Tiki.
Yeah.
Why haven't they, there should be a sensor in it for the first down. They should show a grid. And then before you cut me off, shout out to the boys in Bayonne. Mason Rincon, hopefully he's a future Yankee. Unbelievable.
Oh, man.
Love that.
I was just telling Evan about this, Matt. Thanks for the call. Mason Rincon, who didn't get pitched to in the regional final against Connecticut, and he came in and pitched and was dominant. John Boyd did an unbelievable breakdown of that game and particularly about Mason Rincon. But last night, for those that weren't paying attention, he had a walk-off home run to beat Massachusetts in their first Little League World Series game to win that game 2-1. So shout out to Bayonne, absolutely right. They're representing the Northeast well right now. But here's the thing with the NFL field goal post. You see them at times when it gets windy. Those things move a lot.
They're shaking.
Now it's so thin. I don't know if by extending it, you probably make it even more unstable. But I would imagine that's likely the reason why they're not higher in the NFL. Because I think they're standard in the NFL, unlike in Major League Baseball with the foul pole.
Oh, they're definitely standard.
So I think it probably has something to do with the movement of them.
That makes sense.
Can you imagine it's a windy day, you got a field goal, kicking a 45-yard field goal to win the game, and it's just inside, but then the wind blows.
Yeah,
and
but
it
if
goes
you
outside
make it, if you build it in a stronger way, like you use material that's heavier, it won't shake.
That's true.
Like there's a way to build it where it doesn't shake.
True. But, I mean, you know what the answer is?
Cost.
Money.
Everything comes down to cost.
Always.
The reason that George Lombard Jr. is not going to get a comparison to Ray Ordonez, and I wouldn't bring that up, is Ray was a tiny guy. He was only 5'9". Lombard is 6'2", 195. He's a tall, wiry player.
Right.
He is built very similarly to Andrelton Simmons. He's built similarly to a young Alex Rodriguez.
Right.
He's even built similarly to Derek Jeter.
Right, so you're trying to compare the athletic build as well as the play.
Yeah, you're trying to put everything together. And look, Derek Jeter is, for my money, and I've made this argument for a very long time, the greatest shortstop since Honus Wagner.
Yeah.
Because Ernie Banks changed positions, Alex Rodriguez changed positions, and Cal Ripken Jr. is the single most overrated player in the history of the sport.
Right, it's why it's really hard to compare the, for sure, Hall of Famer and Derrick Henry to anybody. Maybe... I'm trying to think who else? What other running back is that big, has had that much success, rushed for 200 yards 7 times, maybe?
And then the longevity.
It's been 11 years now, or maybe this is his 12th year, and he's still going strong.
Yeah.
I mean, Jim Brown would maybe be the example relative to the size of Jim Brown then versus Derrick Henry now, but I don't even know what Jim Brown's size is, but I know he was big relative to the players back.
That's the thing. It was more comparison than it was. Like his size, 6'2", 232. That's a big guy.
Yeah.
I'd forget it. but even more so bigger because of what and who he was playing against. But keep this in mind about Jim Brown. And he pulled like the ultimate Barry Sanders or Tiki Barber. He left at the height of his career.
To be an actor.
He retired at age 29, coming off a year in which he rushed for 1,500 yards, led the league in rushing yards, and led the league in touchdowns. Jim Brown's Pro Football Reference page is the most absurd thing I've ever seen.
All black.
It's all black, which means he led the league in it. It's bolded, as they say. He led the league in rushing yards every year of his career but one, and he played in the league for 9 years. So 8 of 9 years, he led the league in rushing yards.
Wow.
And in 4 of those leagues, he led the league in rushing touchdowns. I mean, he's the GOAT.
Yeah, he is absolutely the GOAT.
And so I think that's why you never want to comp anybody to him.
You want to have a better favorite player, probably, because for me, it's Walter Payton.
Right.
But then I didn't watch Jim Brown. I know what Jim Brown did because I've seen highlights and I've seen statistics as you were just looking up, but I didn't see him play.
Right.
So it's different.
Yeah, no, it is. Sal's in Brooklyn. Hey, Sal.
Hey, guys. Good afternoon. Hoping all is well.
All's good.
Tiki, Evan, 2 things real quick. One with Jazz. This is why you love him and you hate him. Why is he taking a wide turn on an infield ground ball the third baseman is holding? And then he scores on a pass ball with easy 10 feet to go. I mean, that's the 2 ends of the spectrum with this guy. Yeah. He'll drive you crazy because he's not interested, but then when he's focused and he's lays it in, the kid is dangerous. And with George Lombard, it's like that old proverb. He's going to be George Lombard because everybody else is taken. Just let him progress and be the kid he is. Don't worry about comparison.
No, you're right about that.
It'll be fine.
No, you're right about that.
The reason I find comparisons interesting is, and I'll give you a great example. If I did this game with you 3 years ago with Anthony Volpe, and I said, would you take this career, like I just did with Lombard Jr., it would be fascinating to listen back to it now.
Yeah.
Or the same thing with other prospects. Aaron Judge, guys that worked out, or on the Mets side, Michael Conforto. Because what I think ends up happening is we have expectations for prospects that are nuts.
Yeah.
And then we get the finished product. We'll see what the guy turns into. Like, was Michael Conforto a good Met? You'll get conflicted answers from Met fans. I mean, the guy had 2 home runs in a World Series game.
Yeah, I think it's yes, but they were okay when he left.
Right. And you were ready to move on from him, and then his career kind of went away. All right. Aaron Judge, riveting success. Gary Sanchez. Like, his expectations were probably through the roof when he first came up,
but it's probably
because of the start he got off to.
No, you're right.
So when I ask you about Lombard today, 10 years from now, if he has a good career, a Jose Reyes multi-time All-Star career, it would be hilarious to listen back to people saying, well, no, he's got to be Derek Jeter. Like, being
It's
Derek...
not that he's got to be Derek Jeter. I just don't want to put a cap on him.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But
would you take it?
Would you take it? Yeah.
I think I'd have to evaluate that 3 years from now. Like Volpe. Because once we got 3 years in the Volpe, if you had done those comparisons and you'd done someone similar, you'd be like, yeah, give me that.
Of course.
Because I want him to be an above-average player.
Well, I forget who said it, and I feel bad because I'd call him out and have fun with it, but someone around here said, if Volpe turns into Lindor, I wouldn't sign for it. And I remember thinking at the time, that's crazy. Lindor's a tremendous player. Now, if you go back on that, you're like, that's nuts.
Right.
So that's my point about a guy like Lombard. It's not a knock on him. It's more, all right, and you could do it with the Met kids, too. You could do it with Carson Bench and A.J. Ewing. What would you sign for? Like, here's the loaded one for Met fans. I'll do it on a Rico. A.J. Ewing will have a Brandon Nimmo career. You good? You good? I mean, that's a pretty good career.
That is.
But the bar when a guy first gets called up is higher than that.
Yeah, but I think the challenge with George Lombard Jr. is that because he's big and he's 190 now, in 3 years he might be 200 pounds.
Like A-Rod. A-Rod got,
just bigger,
thicker,
stronger.
I wonder how he did that.
Right. He won't do it. He'll do it with creatine instead of anabolic steroids. But at the same time, I think George Lombard is still going to grow into a man.
Yeah.
He's still young.
Yeah.
And once he does that, and his defense stays exactly how it is he now a power hitting shortstop?
I get you. Like, what kind of player does he turn into in terms of specifics? I'm just saying, if he gives you a 10-year career and makes the All-Star team 3 or 4 times, I would sign for that right now. I don't create insane bars for a prospect to be successful. More of your calls coming up at 888-808-1019. And Aaron Glenn apologized for a few things. One thing, I do not understand why he apologized for. We'll get into it coming up. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you, at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires. From Connecticut to Maine, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Summer is heating up, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka to break the heat. Made with real vodka, Surfside is only 100 calories and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy no matter what your plans are this weekend. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Sponsored by Access PT. Don't play through pain, outperform it. Physical therapists at Access PT create personalized plans to get you moving again. No referral needed. Most insurance is accepted. With locations throughout New York, care is always within reach. Go to accessptw.com for an appointment today.
It's The Carton Show with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle. Afternoons 2 to 7 on The Fan, 101.9 FM.
Jaxson Dart had to play. Jaxson Dart has not played enough football not to get some reps. Obviously, they had a predetermined either amount of reps or 2 possessions, whatever they looked at it as, right? But once he goes to the blue tent, why in the world would you put him back in that game?
Get The Carton Show on demand. Available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, and the free Odyssey app.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber. New shoes, new clothes, brand new grade. Switch to Verizon to make sure their tech keeps up. This back-to-school season, buy or bring any Android phone and get a Samsung Galaxy tablet on Verizon. Get your kids ready for the school year without breaking the bank. Visit Verizon.com or your local store today. Bring an Android phone or purchase a new phone with device payment on postpaid service plan required. $329.99 tablet device payment purchase with new line on $20 per month tablet plan for 36 months required. Less $330 tablet promo credit applied over 36 months. Additional taxes, fees, and terms apply.
Boomer and Geo is brought to you by FanDuel. Hey, baseball fans, got a feeling about who will be hitting a home run today? Don't just sit on it. FanDuel wants you to call your shot with daily dingers. All you have to do is make your pick on who's hitting a home run. And if you're right, you'll get a profit boost to use on your next bet for a shot at an even bigger winning. Now, when your favorite slugger hits that walk-off, you'll feel like a winner too. Daily Dingers on FanDuel is free to play, and you can lock in a pick every day of the MLB season. And that's why FanDuel is the home for home runs. Check out Daily Dingers at FanDuel.com/New York. That's FanDuel.com/New York to make your free pick on who's hitting a homer today. FanDuel, an official partner of the MLB. FanDuel Sportsbook is also the official sportsbook of WFAN.
21 and over and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Must wager in designated offer market. Max wager $25. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Diving for that grounder got you grounded? Oof. We've got specialists for that. Layup, take you down? We've got specialists for that. With nearly 50 Castle Connolly top doctors, Orland & Cohen specialists are considered among the best in the nation by their peers, which can mean a better outcome for you. From Staten Island to Southampton, our network is open 7 days a week, so you can feel better, faster. Visit OrlandCohen.com.
Orgavattazona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
All right, they won. You gotta text your buddies, except you're driving. If you have to respond, pull over. Texting and driving is illegal and could lead to an accident. A safety message from the Rothenberg Law Firm, injurylawyer.com.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
It's fall, which means you're going to fall so hard for this Dunkin' $6 meal deal. Now you can get a medium hot or iced coffee, 6 crispy hash browns, and a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. All for $6. That's a full breakfast meal for $6. So wherever you're headed, work, school, the gym, or your next adventure, your breakfast or afternoon pick-me-up is covered. Do breakfast the Dunkin' way. Order Dunkin's $6 meal deal now.
For 100 years, London Jewelers has been part of life's most meaningful moments, from engagements and anniversaries to milestones, big and small. We've helped mark the moments that matter the most to our customers. Generations of families have trusted London Jewelers for exceptional craftsmanship, timeless design, and service that lasts a lifetime. As we celebrate a century of excellence, we thank you for being part of our story, and we look forward to the moments still to come. We invite you to visit London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations. London Jewelers, celebrating 100 years of brilliance.
Transform every drive into a homecoming during the Mercedes-Benz Welcome Home Celebration. Whether you're ready for your first Mercedes-Benz or your next one, Mercedes-Benz of Edison, Ray Cattina of Freehold, and Mercedes-Benz of Union have exceptional offers waiting for you, backed by the legendary Ray Cattina customer experience. Visit today and discover why coming home to Mercedes-Benz has never felt so rewarding. But hurry, the Welcome Home Celebration ends August 31st. Visit RayCattinaMercedes.com.
Paramount Plus is your streaming home to watch the NFL on CBS. That means all the unforgettable moments, all the marquee matchups, and all the can't-miss football are all on Paramount Plus. See you Sunday.
Talk New York sports. Jets, Giants, Yankees, Mets. Get in the conversation and make your voice heard. Call the Fan now, 888-808-1019. The WFAN phone line is powered by Paramount Plus, your streaming home to watch the NFL on CBS all season long.
It's now time for the Fan Focus, and we got some tough news out of Houston as Texans wide receiver Jaden Higgins suffered a torn ACL. Second-year pass catcher will now miss all of 2026, and with the Texans needing wide receiver help, Maybe they pick up the phone and call the Giants asking about Darius Slayton's availability.
Imagine that. You turn somebody else you don't want into an extra draft pick.
I mean, look, he's a good wide receiver.
I know.
The pressure is just here for him.
He's overstayed his welcome.
Yeah.
He's a good player for another team. I think the Giant fans are ready to move on.
Yeah, because that it's the contract that bothers you a little bit, because what's it preventing you from doing? That's the good, 3-year, $36 million contract. So it's not exorbitant. He's not making $20 million like some of the top wide receivers, but there's also this, he's one of the best wide receivers in Giant history when you look at the production and the yardage over the years, but it feels like it's time. And it's not a knock on him. It's just, it feels like Giant fans are ready to move on.
No doubt. Aaron Glenn did an interview with The Athletic. I was reading it this morning, and it was very self-reflective, which I appreciate, because obviously Aaron did not have a good first year. It was a disaster on every levels. There were added challenges, like obviously in the middle of the season when they decide to pack it up and trade away Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner. That's not easy. Yep. It wasn't exactly given the best quarterback situation, though I assume he played a part in picking that quarterback situation. So one of the things he was reflective about, I appreciated, which is him talking about the tough decision to get rid of so much of his coaching staff, and also the denial that Woody Johnson had anything to do with it, that it was an Aaron Glenn decision. And he says, quote, "I kick myself in the ass for that in terms of picking the wrong coaching staff." He sighs and pauses for 6 seconds, according to The Athletic. When you have a vision for something, and as you execute it, sometimes you got to pivot. And I think the toughest people, just in general, are the ones that are not afraid to pivot and not afraid of what anybody else will say on the outside. Because if you don't pivot, you crash and burn. Now, I agree with that.
Right.
Like, it doesn't look good for him that all of the decisions he made for his first-year coaching staff basically crashed and burned. Steve Wilks, his defensive coordinator, was certainly one of them. The decision about the offense to basically demote Tanner Engstrand, and then eventually he left the organization. But I think we would all admit, hey, instead of doubling down on mistakes, fix it.
Right.
And obviously, this coaching staff far different, and Aaron Glenn being very hands-on by calling the defense himself.
Play call is my superpower, really.
Like, that's going to determine his future. So I like that self-reflectiveness. Here's the thing I didn't agree with, and maybe you're going to disagree, because I think a lot of fans would. Do you think, the question was asked of him, do you think, Coach Glenn, you spent a little too much energy on battling with the media? Absolutely, absolutely, Glenn says. Another mistake. Because I came in and I was already pissed at something else. Had nothing to do with the media. And then I started to think, man, take it out. These guys and gals, and for what? They had nothing to do with this here. That was a mistake. I think like right now, I think people are getting a real version of who I am.
A butthole.
I didn't mind Aaron Glenn being feisty with the media. I actually defended that last year because... And first of all, I thought that was him. Like, I thought he was just a feisty guy. Apparently, according to this quote, that wasn't the real Aaron Glenn. He was mad about something else, which is also interesting. But I personally, as a Jet fan, didn't mind the way he battled the media last year.
Yeah, but I think it's something he should have known because he played here. Right? He was a Jet, and he went through some of the good seasons and bad seasons with the Jets. And so you know how the media is here, and they're going to get after you. Sometimes they're going to have an agenda. And they're asking you questions to further their agenda. And so when you fight that, you're losing because they have the say. They're going to write what they want to write. And combating them never works out because it becomes...
Works out if you win.
But that's the only way to combat it.
Sure.
And the problem with a coach, you do have obviously some sway on that, but you're also now fighting a battle that you're not fully controlling.
But you're also fighting a battle, and I thought he did this last year, and I'm just being consistent to when we had these debates a year ago, and I know a lot of people hated it. G was very critical of Aaron Glenn. I respect it. I thought it took some of the attention away from the players that were failing.
Yeah, it does, but it ultimately then falls back on you. Like, you become the one that's failing and not necessarily the players.
But isn't that the job, to kind of take that attention away?
It is.
Like, ultimately, you're going to be judged on wins and losses either way.
Yeah,
so.
You're right. But it's like you're deflecting. I would imagine as head coach, especially in New York, you're deflecting as much as you can so that you can take pressure, as you mentioned, off of the players. But when they don't back it up for you, you end up taking a lot more of the brunt.
You definitely take more heat, and I think for some, Aaron Glenn took more heat because of the way he battled with the media. I just don't think, when I think back to his first year here, And I think of all the negatives, and there were a lot of negatives. They had a terrible season. Like, there's no denying that. His battling with Brian Costello and Rich Cimini was not at the top of my list. No. I actually found it entertaining. I was like, whatever.
Why are you laughing? Because of what we do for a living. It made for great content for us.
But even just as a Jet fan, like, they weren't losing because he was being secretive of the quarterback situation. It had nothing to do with it.
No.
And so...
But it also felt like he didn't have control of the quarterback situation. It felt like he couldn't get, things operating in the right, capacity. And so it became now his fault and not his quarterback's fault.
Yeah, but I don't think that would have mattered based on how he answered who his quarterback was. You know what I mean? Like, all of this stuff would have been the same. You are judged by wins and losses. Even if you're going to have the media eating out of your hands the way John Harbaugh's attempting to do it, or you're going to belittle them the way Aaron Glenn did it. You are judged on wins and losses. Now, is the media going to come out harder after you when you're a jerk to them? Sure.
Yeah.
But if you win, like Bill Parcells won, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And so I get it. Like, one of the most common things that was said last year was, you haven't done enough to act like Bill Belichick. That's fine, but you got to win either way.
Mm-hmm.
And I just didn't look like, if I'm making a list of Aaron Glenn issues from a year ago, I thought that coaching staff thing, very self-reflective. I think cleaning up some of the decisions he made late in games, reflective stuff. I love all of that. That's great. It's year 2. Learn from the mistakes of year 1. I didn't think Aaron Glenn being a quote-unquote
a butthole
was really like atop my list.
No, it wasn't. But he also he's depending on a quarterback, and he put his word rhetorical evaluation behind Justin Fields. And Justin Fields wasn't horrible. He only threw one interception.
The stats were not reflective of the way he played.
That's right.
Which we commented on all year last year.
Doubt.
Like, damn, remember when his numbers were as good as Jaxson Dart's?
Yeah.
And we were laughing about it.
Of course.
Like, come on, man.
But he also didn't feel like he was a winner. That was the problem. And when he's not a winner, because quarterback, head coach are always tied. Even if he's not the offensive coach. He's still tied to him. So it felt like when you're talking about Justin Fields, you're also talking about Aaron Glenn.
Yeah, the problem that Aaron Glenn is going to run into, and it may ultimately cost him his job where he doesn't get the chance, is right now he is a head coach of a team that was quarterbacked by Justin Fields, by Brady Cook, by Tyrod Taylor, and now by Geno Smith.
Right.
And it's easy to say, well, that's the problem. Look at the quarterbacks. Except Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji were part of picking those quarterbacks.
Right.
So I can't sit here and just make excuses for them. Like, they made the decision to sign Justin Fields. They made the decision to bring in Geno Smith. So if quarterback is ultimately their undoing, as much as one can say, oh, it's not the coach's fault, look at the quarterbacks, they picked the quarterbacks.
Yeah, right. It comes back to the decision to pick that quarterback, not necessarily what you're doing as a coach.
Right. And quarterback play is very, very essential.
It's everything in the NFL.
I also, and I'll quickly drop the issue, especially if it's personal, because I honestly don't know. When he says he was pissed off about something else that had nothing to do with the media, I am curious, what is he talking about? Now, if it's unrelated, it's family stuff, fine, I drop it. If it's football related, I'd love to know. Because it could be. I don't know. He didn't tell us.
Yeah, it's hard to know. It might have just been a disagreement with his offensive coordinator.
Well, then I want to know.
Who's no longer here.
Right. If it's a disagreement with like a house he bought, then fine, it's personal. Or obviously from family stuff.
Right.
Like I was fighting with my wife. I don't know.
Right.
Then, okay, I get it. We trust me, we all understand it. But when he says, I was already pissed at something else, my brain is wandering to, did Woody do something? Did Muji do something? Did they disagree about the quarterback? Like, we theorized a while ago about Geno.
That might have been it.
Well, that's after the fact, though, so it can't be it. But we theorized that Glenn didn't want Geno. He wanted Kirk Cousins, and Muji wanted Geno. So, obviously, timetable-wise, that's after he was pissed at something.
Yeah.
But maybe that was the case with Fields.
Yeah, you could
I
see.
don't know.
You could see it with. I'm talking about last year. I'm not talking about this year. I'm talking about with Geno. With
Fields.
With Fields.
Yeah.
He could have said, "I want to win now. I want a veteran quarterback." Because, by the way, let's not forget what happened in Detroit. The team is coming up. Dan Campbell makes a decision. I guess it was the general manager as well, but they make the decision to go get why am I forgetting?
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff.
And trade Matthew Stafford for him.
But it was Jared Goff was the reason you were winning for a lot of these early parts of Dan Campbell's career. And if you're Aaron Glenn and you're following the model of the place you were just at is get me a veteran quarterback who's had success, not someone who is kind of questionable about what his success is going to be.
Yeah. Well, we know one thing. If Aaron Glenn makes it work here, which we're all rooting for, his quarterback long-term is not the guy who's the quarterback right now, in Geno Smith. Mike is in Clifton Park. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, guys. So I'm a Giant fan, and I was listening to the Carson show yesterday with Bart, and, they were diminishing what Jaxson Dart did as a rookie, and then I hear Evan here calling Jaxson Dart blue tent. So the envy and the jealousy of the Jet fan that we have a good coach, a good coach, a good coach and a quarterback is seething out. And when you guys get Mike White for a second, like, Mike White, I'm orgasmic. Oh my God, Mike White.
So I don't think it's fair. Yeah. I don't think it's fair. As much as I love and I adore Bart Scott and Craig Carton, you cannot put me in the bucket of what they said about Jaxson Dart and what I said about Jaxson Dart.
One of those woke libtards.
And I'll tell you why. I think the Giants are going to be good this year. I'd argue that I have been the most positive person about the Giants this year. I am merely saying Jaxson Dart lives in the blue tent. We've given you the numbers.
Half of his games.
Half of his games. There's no denying that. And I'm merely saying I should call him Big Blue Tent. That's it. That's not me saying they suck or like I've heard Craig say John Harbaugh's overrated. Go pick that with him. I'm not making that dumbass point. He can. By the way, he has every right to. But that ain't me. I'm just merely saying Jaxson Dart lives half of his life in the blue tent. That's not jealous energy. That's descriptive energy. And trust me, and I think most people would understand this, I'd say the exact same thing about a Jet quarterback.
If he lived in the blue tent.
If he lived in the blue tent.
Or got pulled over every other week.
Yeah. And you want me to start calling Geno Smith, what was it, traffic stop? Yeah. By the way, help me out on this. So I mentioned the first time I brought up the blue tent nickname that David in Highbridge had emailed me this idea. And so I gave him the proper credit. David emailed me again saying, hey, why are you taking my idea? Well, David, I think I've already given you the credit.
Right.
Now I'm using it. Am I supposed to say your name every time?
Right.
As David in Highbridge calls him, blue tent. And we've also added the big blue tent to it because I think that's more respectful.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like big blue tent.
You have, not we.
Oh, you're still not using it?
No.
Okay. I'm working on it. Nico, are you a Giant fan?
Giant fan, yeah.
Would you call him Big Blue Tent?
No.
Oh.
Thank you, Nico.
All right.
Thank you.
I guess it's
Nico's able to go to Giant games.
The Giants suck.
All right. Well, I guess I'm alone in calling him that.
I want to thank Jaxson Dart.
Me too. Let's go to Nahum in Minneapolis. What's up, Nahum?
Hey, what's good, guys? Thanks for taking my call. Hey, so basically, I've been a Giants fan since I was a little kid, and I'm looking at the 2011 roster with Eli Manning, the Bradshaw, Jacobs. I'm looking at Scatterboo. I'm looking at Tracy Jr. I'm looking at our receiving core. It might be the best since 2011. And then don't get me started on the defense from 2011 and then this year. I think we have so much talent with the additions of Maui Noah and Arvell Reese. Am I tripping right now, or is this probably the best roster we've had since 2011?
It feels like the best roster, but you got to perform. They have the wide receiver room. There's no question marks there. It feels like with the cutting of Juju Smith-Schuster that it's whittling down. We're starting to get an idea. Malachi Fields likely to be a starter. The two free agents they brought in, Calvin Austin and Darnell Mooney. It feels like they have guys who have done it and a young player in Fields who can really do it. And so if they perform, it'll be great. Obviously, this is all dependent specifically on the wide receiver room on league neighbors. I think he did take some like practice reps as opposed to just being on the side. So if everything works out right, absolutely. But that still has to happen in regular season games. By the way, CeCe Maui Noah went off of practice today.
Yes, they pulled him off the field.
Yeah.
No word yet on the serious nature of it, but they took his pads off, and we'll see.
Yeah.
I think that you got to keep a few things in mind. The quarterback going into that season was a proven Super Bowl champion. The quarterback going into your season, we just nicknamed Big Blue Tent.
Now, he has all the talent in the world. To
no
be
doubt, but he hasn't done it yet.
But again, he has to He has to follow up a good rookie season.
Yeah.
And if he does that, then I think the sky's the limit. By the way, Nico just told me Maui Noah, it looks like it was heat related.
Oh, okay. That's good news then. Get him some water. He'll be all right.
Right. Cool him down.
The other thing that jumps out at me when I think of the 2011 Giants is some of the guys on defense. You know, JPP was a beast at that point. He had like a 17-sack season. You had Justin Tuck on that team. You had OC on that team. Look, they got some. And how about the secondary?
Right.
Antro Roll was on that team.
They had good players, and there weren't question marks like there are in this year's iteration of the New York Giants.
And you know what else is different? And this is a point Sean likes to make, and it's a good one. Before you win big, and obviously that team won a Super Bowl, you need to do something beforehand. So the year before that, in 2010, the Giants were a 10-win team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were a good team. They weren't a playoff team, but they won 10 games that year. Tom Coughlin was the head coach, and he was already there. He wasn't installing a brand new system, if you will. The quarterback had won a Super Bowl. So it's, are you tripping? Yes.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to say you are tripping, but I like it. I like going into a season feeling that way. I try to come up with comps. I love comps. We did it with George Lombard Jr. earlier. I've done it with the Jets before. Like when Aaron Rodgers got hurt, I did the whole ground and pound. They could be like the 2009 Jets, Zach Wilson's Mark Sanchez. So I like the comps, but yeah, that team, that Giant team was coming from a place of already winning. This Giant team hasn't done that.
No, and that's it's a big part of it. It's a confidence thing. You have faith and belief in yourself when you've done it before. They still have to do it.
Preston is in Tuscaloosa. What's going on, Preston?
Hey, Preston.
How you guys doing today?
Good.
Just a few things regarding the Giants. With the new signing of Najee Harris, what do you guys think about the running back room? It seems like it's getting a little bit crowded, and how's that dynamic going to work? Tiki, I bet you have some insight on that.
Yeah, I think.
And then also,
go ahead.
Sorry. And then also, what are we doing about Jalen Hyatt? I mean, it's been how many 3 seasons now with no production? I mean, he's got OBJ's number, which I really don't like. What are we doing there?
Yeah,
let's move on.
I don't see the path for him making this team unless he just explodes in the next 2 preseason games against the Dolphins and the Jets. But I feel like from the running back room perspective, you have a full room. And Eric Gray is going to have a hard time making this team. Bankstrom, who is a college free agent, he's likely a practice squad guy. They're going to carry 3 running backs, maybe 4, which makes your running back room rather large with 5 because you have a fullback obviously as well and Patrick Ricard. But at the same time, that means that your wide receiver room likely has one less body. And so there's a lot of decisions to be made, but I feel confident in it. I like Tyrone. If he can, because part of the process of being an NFL player is being healthy.
Right.
Being available.
And that's part of the issue. That's part of the questions around the Giant running back room.
And that's why you added Najee Harris. And I mean, obviously because he's had talent, but he's coming off an injury from a year ago, and you don't know what he's going to look like.
That running back room, and obviously this includes Jaxson Dart, was top 5 in the NFL in rushing yards last year, which is kind of crazy to think about.
It was the strength of their team.
Yeah.
It was the one thing you looked at and said, all right, they can run the ball.
Yeah, the names may not jump out at you other than the hype of Cam Scottaboo, and we've talked earlier about Tyrone Tracy getting a lot of shrapnel disrespect over the last few weeks, and my theories around that. But in terms of performance from that very same room a year ago, they were top 5.
I know. And they're better this year. And their offensive line should be better.
Absolutely. So, as far as Jalen Hyatt's concerned, I don't think he's going to make the team.
No.
Like, if I had to guess, Malik Neighbors...
I don't see the path.
Yeah, Malik Neighbors obviously should be ready. It seems like he should be ready.
Mm-hmm.
Malachi Fields is going to have a significant role on this team. Even though Isaiah Likely is a tight end, I think he's going to lead the team in catches. I think Odell's got a shot to make the team. Darnell Mooney's probably making the team.
Mm-hmm.
Braxton Berrios, I think, is going to make the team because of what he can do on specials.
Right.
So
and
the Darius Slayton question on if he's here or not.
Darius Slayton, but also Dalen Cambry. He's had a good camp. He can also contribute on special teams. So I don't see him being here. Not knocking the kid. Obviously, I am knocking the kid, but I don't see him being here.
Do you see Odell being here and taking his number back?
I'm starting to say yes. Yeah. I mean, every time we've talked about this, he's still got work to do. And I think even John Harbaugh will tell you that. But it feels like he's got the skill, and he's healthy, most importantly. And he looks athletic. He looks fat. He doesn't look hurt. I can't remember why he didn't play. Why did he not play last year? That's the question because he had a bad season in Miami. He only played 3 games. 2 years ago in 24, but got hurt. Like, there was availability, and maybe he just didn't want to, but he looks good is all you can say.
Couple of things. He had a suspension, a 6-game suspension for violating the league's performance-enhancing drug policy. Mm. And then there was a lack of interest.
That's it. That's why.
So the 6 games are out because of that.
Yeah, because even though he wasn't on a roster, as soon as he signs to a team, he's got to serve a 6-game suspension.
Wait a second. So I'm confused for a second. Does he have to serve that this year?
I don't think so.
No, I haven't heard anything about that. No. So he served it last year by not playing?
I guess.
I got to look into that. That's weird.
That doesn't make sense now.
He faced a 6-game suspension that severely hurt his appeal to franchises during the season. So maybe suspensions only last. That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
That'd be a new wrinkle if all of a sudden we find out, oh, yeah, maybe the team he can't play for 6 weeks.
I don't know the rules on that, to be honest with you, because it's rare that you hear it for a guy who's not on a team.
Right.
You hear it for guys on a team, and they sit down for 4 weeks or 6 weeks or whatever the suspension may be, but you don't hear it usually for a guy that's not on a team. And then when you're not on a team, what happened to the suspension?
Yeah, I'll get you the answer in a few minutes. I'll definitely do a deep dive on that. Let's go to Travis in the Bronx. Hey, Travis.
Hey, Travis.
Guys, what's going on? How are you?
Oh, it's good.
Good.
So I wanted to touch on the comparison, Jeter, and I kind of got in the car and I heard half of it, but I think you compared Jeter to Lombard, if I kind of...
Well, I didn't. I said it's unfair to George Lombard Jr. to have those comparisons.
Yeah, we were deciding where his ceiling is. And if you're comparing to Jose Reyes, it feels too low of a ceiling. But if you're comparing him to Jeter, that's a good ceiling to be at. That's kind of what you want him to be.
Right, but okay. So then I guess my point being, when you think of Jeter, and I'm a Yankees fan, I grew up during, watching that team every single game. I actually used to work at the stadium, so I was lucky enough to see the evolution of Jeter from a rookie to what he became.
Right.
When you think of Jeter, you think of what? What he was the conduit to what?
Clutch
But
player.
what's the end result of what?
Championships.
The end result. Okay. So
did I give the right answer?
Think of Jeter, you did.
Yeah.
You think of the ultimate goal, which is winning, right? And he was surrounded by some of the best teams, not the best players, but the best teams. But he was a conduit for the winning culture.
He was also a great leader.
He was, which is. Okay, and kind of what you were talking about, even with Aaron Glenn earlier, if you deconstruct his career and you take away the championships and give him a Jim Kelly or a Thurman Thomas career.
Okay, what's your question? What do I think of him?
What do you think of Jeter if you're judging him purely based on his statistics?
I would say he's a first ballot Hall of Famer and one of the greatest shortstops of all time. He's a career .310 hitter with 3,400 career hits. For a long time, and I dealt with this, the debate around Jeter is that the stats don't prove his greatness, the winning proves his greatness.
But both do.
Well, at the end of the day, when the script was written and his career is over, and now we can look at the finished product, you cannot tell me that the numbers don't describe his greatness. He's a .310 career hitter with 3,400 career hits. That's all you need to know. I didn't say a damn thing about championships or even his clutch performances, at least in the last 30 seconds.
Right.
I just gave you those ridiculous stats for a guy who played his entire career at shortstop. So pretty damn good is the answer to your question. If you take all the championships away and he's Ted Williams or he's Jim Kelly or whatever you want to bring up as a non-championship player, he is still a first ballot Hall of Famer who's one of the greatest shortstops of all time.
What about the defense?
Well, I think his defense was vastly overrated. You want me to get into that?
No, I agree. I just wanted to make that known, too.
Yeah, that's why. What did I bring up? I brought up the hits and the average. 310, 3,400. That stuff's stupid.
Right.
Like, that's not even like, oh, it's pretty good. Like, 310 career average? And by the way, he did everything he could the last year of his career to bring that average down when he sucked. So I think for a while, our last caller's point was really true. Like, Nomar's got better numbers. A-Rod's got better numbers. Vlad Sr. has better numbers. All true. But when his career was over, his numbers were sick. So I think Jeter's got it all, but the comparison to Lombard is completely unfair. First of all, Lombard's already a better defender, so that's number one.
Right, but he's not the leader yet. Now, Jeter wasn't also in his first year that guy.
Can't be a leader 12 games into your career.
And Jeter was the same way, and he evolved into that.
Do you think that George Lombard Jr. is going to finish his career with a .310 career batting average?
I mean, he's hitting, 313, 14 now? Something like that?
Do you think he's going to finish with 12 seasons of batting 300 or more? Yeah, I think the answer is no to that.
No, I mean, who the hell finishes that?
Well, then don't compare him to Jeter.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
But it's a different metric. It's a different evaluation simply because the game has changed a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get you. I mean, hitting 310 in 2026 is like hitting 370.
Right.
In the late 90s and early 2000s. It is a very, very different thing. The toll-free number is 888-808-1019, the telephone number. I have a very interesting question for Tiki Barber, how it impacts the Giants and how the question comes from something Keith Hernandez admitted he did yesterday before the Mets game. We'll get to it coming up. But contractors, when deadlines are tight, you need a supplier that moves as fast. Northeast's largest selection of in-stock Anderson windows and doors, ready for same-day pickup or next-day delivery. Need custom assemblies? They're built in-house. And for 3 days only, August 25th through the 27th, save 10% on Anderson and Therma True during Window-Rama's flash sale. Plus, Rama rewards for pros earn up to 2% back, plus free delivery. Window-Rama for pros, your job, your deadline, your team. Visit WindowRamaForPros.com. Plus, I do have the answer on the Odell Beckham Jr. PED suspension. We'll explain it when we come back.
We are sponsored by Bet365.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
There was a fight at the Dallas Cowboys-New Orleans Saints joint practice yesterday, with Cowboys defensive back Kalen Carson getting into it with New Orleans Saints tight end Brock Rechsteiner. Rechsteiner is the son of WWE Hall of Famer Scott Steiner. And out of all the players in the NFL to start something with, to start a fight with, why in the world would you pick the son of the big bad booty daddy? I'm Nick Costos.
What's up, fellas? Mike Golick Jr. here. Labor Day weekend is back. Football, tailgates, and the grill's hot. But one bad play can change your world. You knock back a few drinks, think you're fine to drive, and that's how lives get turned upside down. Yours, your boys, everyone on the road. So don't fumble it. In 2024, nearly 12,000 people died in alcohol-impaired driving traffic deaths. So call the right play. Plan for a designated driver, a rideshare, or crash on the couch. Be the MVP this season. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now, save up to $1,400 on Tempur-Pedic Split King sleep systems. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Everybody knows Town Fair Tire is New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer, beating all the local competitors with our guaranteed lowest prices. And now, with over 120 stores throughout New England, we beat all the competition, including the warehouse clubs, the online sites, and the local dealers. Yes, we beat them all with the absolute guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Optimal fibers in the house. Y'all know the number. 877-393-4448. Optimum fiber, so fast, so fine. Got another provider leaving behind. Come on, everybody, let's get online. $30 a month, gonna blow your mind. 5 whole years, don't hesitate. Lock it in now before it's too late. 877-393-4448. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
We asked parents to share their journey of adopting teens.
They changed who I am because I can't see life without them in it.
Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast.
Pump up the volume.
When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Rain heavy at times, high 83.
Weather brought to you by Duke's Mayo. Welcome to Duke's Mayo Country, where the mayo is so smooth and creamy, it makes every bite better. Duke's Mayo. Look for the yellow lid.
With Bet365 Early Payout, you win even if they lose. Get paid out instantly when your team goes up big, even if they blow the lead later. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey.
The U.S. Open kicks off with Fan Week, Sunday, August 23rd through Saturday, August 29th. The grounds are free and open to the public, featuring top player practices, live entertainment, a silent disco, block party, and more. Plus, new this year, Fan Week begins with Arthur Ashe Kids Day on Sunday, August 23rd. Grounds entry is free, but a fan access pass is required. Register now and learn more at usopen.org/fanweek.
Orgavattazona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
Hey, Salicata here for CertaPro Painters, and my wife is still satisfied by my good friends at CertaPro Painters. They work fast and clean, and if she's happy, you better believe I'm happy. Big jobs or small, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call. 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. 1-800-GO-CERTA. Call CertaPro Painters today and get a no-nonsense free estimate on a professional job that you'll be happy with for years to come.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
At Odyssey, we believe in creating a diverse and inclusive workforce. We also value the power of community and encourage local organizations to help us in referring qualified applicants to our stations. If you're a community organization interested in receiving our vacancy information, simply email equalemployment@odyssey.com. You'll be notified of all our open positions. That's equalemployment@odyssey.com. And for all our listeners, please visit odysseyinc.com/careers for a list of job openings at all Odyssey radio stations.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter. Tune in to Odyssey Mets Radio on 880 AM. Brought to you by the #1 Westbury Toyota Construction Sale.
Get the latest on the Giants and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
So if Odell Beckham Jr. makes the New York Giants, the suspension that he was given out last year for PEDs was already served. In fact, Odell Beckham Jr., because you asked the question, how come no one signed him last year? He was busted for PED use. We looked into what drug was specifically used, and it was never reported. Odell said that the NFL told him that his testosterone levels were too high and that a particular steroid or banned drug was not detected. So it was simply his testosterone levels were way too high.
So he was taking Sildenafil.
What's that?
An ED drug.
Oh, really? Is that what you're accusing him of?
I don't know. Who knows what can cause your testosterone to go up? But it probably was something simple.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Odell doesn't feel like he's a PED guy. And he was recovered. So, I mean, otherwise you would say, oh, he was taking something to recover. And if it was like HGH, you would get it.
Right.
Because a lot of people, athletes and non, take HGH to get healthy.
Right.
And so testosterone, that's a weird one to be banned.
Yeah. So according to Odell, the league never told him the specific drug. It was just those testosterone levels were way too high.
And that explains why he didn't get signed, because he was serving the suspension.
Well, the decision was Odell appealed it. And because he appealed it, it pushed off when he was going to serve the suspension. And so when the league finally said, we're rejecting your appeal, it wasn't until November.
Right.
So he served the penalty in the second half of last season.
So he was given the suspension before the season.
He was given the suspension, I guess, before the season.
Yeah.
But then he appealed it, and the suspension began in the middle of the season. It covered weeks 6 through 11 of the NFL season.
Nobody's going to sign a guy because that's about the time like players are getting hurt.
Right.
Wide receivers let's search the who's on the street. And he's technically serving a suspension. So he doesn't get signed because he's serving a suspension.
He was reinstated on November 18th, and he was free to sign and play immediately. But I guess at that point in the season, the interest levels weren't that high, and he failed the test while playing with the Dolphins during the 2024 season.
Got it.
So there you go. That's the story behind Odell. Either way, he has served his suspension. He has served his time in a year in which he wasn't on an active roster. And if he makes the team, he's good to go. So yesterday afternoon, I'm watching the Met game, and Keith Hernandez said something that, slapped me across the face because I remember Keith mentioning in the past, because it's always natural to say, hey, Keith, do you work with the guys at first base? Do you talk to the guys? Do you give them advice? And Keith has always said, if they ask me a question, I'll answer it. But he doesn't want to overstep.
Right. He doesn't want to be a coach in the broadcast booth.
So I've always just been under the impression that Ron Darling and Keith Hernandez will always answer a question if a young player went to them. But you got to remember, these young players are generations removed from watching them as players. Like, even me, I'm 43 years old. I don't remember Keith Hernandez as a player.
Right.
So it shows you that it's not just a generation, it's multiple generations removed. So I've always just been the belief that they're great broadcasters. If Pete Alonso goes up to Keith Hernandez back in the day, and I think he did, and said, hey, help me out with this, Keith will certainly help. But he doesn't go up there on his own until Keith Hernandez revealed this in the 6th inning of yesterday's Met game. Take a listen.
You know, I went down to the clubhouse today, and I went down for one reason. I wanted to talk with AJ, because he's been struggling.
And then he goes on about the advice he gave A.J. Ewing. And ultimately what Keith says is, I just believe in him. And I told him you're going to be here for a long time. And so Gary Cohen responds, what did A.J. Ewing say? And A.J. Ewing was just like, thank you. But Keith doesn't normally do this.
No number. Who this?
A.J. was like, who are you? So I thought it was fascinating. That Keith Hernandez believes in A.J. Ewing enough to say, hey, I'm going to go out of my way because I really want to talk to him. And he gave him, it's a 2-minute clip. I'm going to do it on the Rico if you really care about the details. But it was a lot of baseball stuff. But then he reminded him, you're going to be fine. And I went through the same issues and then pointed out, you're going to be here for a long time. So it was very complimentary. And A.J. ended up having a good day at the plate. Who knows if Keith had anything to do with it. So all I could think about was, have you done this? And would you feel uncomfortable doing it?
No, not at all. I've done this. I did this with Tyrone Tracy in his rookie season. There was a couple of he had a little fumbling thing.
That's right. He had a big fumble. I remember this now.
And I remember when I saw him, because I'm at every home game, and in some of those games I'd go down on the field before. I don't do it a lot anymore because I'm just talking to people up in the booth. And I said to him, look, this is how you prevent it. When you're going into contact, get that ball high and tight, and offhand, whatever your ball hand is high and tight, your offhand, just cover it. Go through contact, completely protected with your elbows down so that the ball has nowhere to go. Most fumbles happen when you're going to the ground, like you're reaching or you're just unaware of where that second hit is coming from, and you just get loose with the ball. And, he's like, yeah, thank you. He appreciated it because it was from experience. Obviously, I'm not as removed as Keith Hernandez is, but I've also been retired at that point 18 years.
Right.
And so, but I think he accepted it.
Do most modern athletes accept it?
Of course they do. I mean, you always, the best athletes want to keep learning, right? That's why coaching matters, because you want to be coached. Like, you want to be told how to get better. I think we have this mindset that some of these athletes are just like, I got it. I know what I'm doing. But I think all great athletes want to continue to learn. And if you don't, then you're going to stagnate your career. So I think it's great of Keith doing that. I think it's great of A.J. Ewing accepting it, because you learn from the greats that were before you. And you're lucky if you have those guys around. I remember this was with me. It was like we were talking about Frank Gifford before. Frank was always around.
Yeah.
Like,
So he gave you advice,
I
Frank
developed a
Gifford?
pretty good relationship with Frank just from being around.
Right.
And it was partly on field, but it was really because the game is so different from when he played in the 50s and 60s. It was more about like being a New York athlete, like being a New York Giant. And one of the reasons I was comfortable moving into the city was because he used to tell me these stories about being in the city. He's like, his apartment was the place to be. The politicians,
Right.
and the other athletes, like everybody would be at his spot. And I was like, dude, that's kind of cool, man. You'd start developing a connection with the town that you're playing in. And when it's New York, some good things can happen because of that.
I'm trying to do some math here. I think the difference between when they played, between Keith Hernandez and A.J. Ewing, I think is the same as you and Frank Gifford.
Is it really?
Yeah, because Keith's last game with the Mets was 1989.
Yeah.
So you're looking at 37 years.
Yeah. It's a little bit longer, but
Yeah, because Frank Gifford's last game with the Giants was probably, the early 60s?
yeah, I would.
1964.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's
That's-
close.
It's 33
33-year
Yeah,
difference.
That's true.
So from a generational and age perspective, it's similar.
Yeah. I mean, and they're both iconic players for their organization.
No doubt. And both guys were probably known because of the TV work they continued to do. Like,
Absolutely.
Keith doing a great job with SNY, and Frank Gifford was a legend on Monday Night Football.
Man, I knew Frank I knew him more from being a broadcaster. I mean, I started doing like research into his media career afterwards.
Right.
He did a show. I think it was short-lived. It's called New Jersey Turnpike, where he was a cop.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he did a whole bunch of obviously the media, the sports broadcasting is what most people know him for, but he also acted.
And also married to Kathy Lee.
Right.
The old Regis and Kathy Lee.
But it's one of the reasons, maybe subconsciously, not overtly, that I did some acting.
Right.
I was on Broadway.
Because of Frank Gifford.
Because of Frank Gifford. I was like, dude, he can do it. I can do it.
There you go. Let's go to Rob on Long Island. What's up, Rob?
Hello, thank you for taking my call. First of all, Evan, I want to tell you when I was a Net fan after I talked about this baseball thing, which I think everybody has got it wrong. The ball was foul. What you're seeing when you look at that, and everybody's saying the ball is to the right of the pole, it's already foul.
Right.
The ball is coming from the left, and it's drifting over to the right. It's already been foul. And when you're seeing the ball to the right, which everybody swears that it's fair, that ball is already foul. When you look at the angle, when the ball was high over the pole, it's coming from the left to the right.
Right.
So when everybody sees that ball to the right of the thing, it's already been foul.
Right.
The easy fix for this, like you were talking before about extending the length of the poles.
Yeah.
All you have to do is if they put a camera directly on top of the pole and you mark on the lens itself, the pole going straight up, you will always be able to see, a wide angle lens just shooting straight up. It's just the simplest fix. Now I want to tell you, Evan, about the time I was a Net fan.
You gave up on them? You said no mas? When was it? When they left Long Island or New Jersey?
All right, when they were on Long Island, they used to play in the Hempstead, I can't remember the name of the arena now, on Hempstead Turnpike. Nobody used to come to the game. Then Julius Erving's get there, and of course he was a phenomenal player.
Sure. 2 ABA championships as well in 76.
Now, when he's coming in, when they finally accept, the American basketball into the NBA, I was thrilled. I said, "Oh, great! The Nets, they're going to have Julius Erving." I mean, I watched this guy take off, which almost seemed like half court.
So it's when they sold him. That's when you said, "I'm done."
Exactly.
No, I got you.
They traded him.
Rob, they didn't trade him. They sold his ass.
Yeah.
And the reason the Nets are in the dustpan of New York, New Jersey sports is because of that.
Yeah.
And the equivalence I always like to hand out to give people perspective, imagine the Jets selling Joe Namath. Imagine the Jets right after Super Bowl III, or maybe before Super Bowl III, like the year before. The Jets say, you know what? The NFL and the AFL merged. It's costing us a lot of money. We're going to sell Joe Namath to the Philadelphia Eagles. What would have happened to the Jets? And the answer is they would have existed.
Right.
But a lot of people would have said, screw you, I'm done with them, and would have been Giant fans.
Well,
so
it
I
depends.
think that's the comp.
It depends. If you are Joe Beningo,
Oh no,
you don't have the curse.
I don't know about that,
Willie Joe.
By the way, I'll ask Joe. That's a great question. I'm surprised I never asked that because I've used this comp before. Joe's young. If I say to Beningo, and I don't know if I'm deciding before or after the Super Bowl, probably before because like the Nets won a title, but it was an ABA title.
Yeah,
this was an AFL championship, but there were mergers. I don't know. It's weird. If they had sold Joe Namath in 1967 or 1968, so early in his career, you remain a Jet fan? I think Joe would have been young enough to be like, screw it. You know what? Screw them. I'm done.
Well, we'd have to ask Joe this. Why did he become a Jet fan? Was it because of the Jets or was it because of, like, where did he grow? I don't know, Joe, he grew up in Jersey.
Right. He grew up in Jersey.
Yeah, so.
I don't remember if it was affiliated with Joe Willie, but a lot of Jet fans became Jet fans because of Joe Willie. And that's why that's the comp I use when an older gentleman says, yep, when Irving was sold, I was done. Yeah, imagine the Jets did that with Namath. Where would they be? And the Nets as a franchise in Long Island, New Jersey, and now in Brooklyn have been trying to reform a fan base after they made the worst decision arguably in the history of sports this side of selling Babe Ruth.
Right.
They sold Julius Erving. And the best part is, for you Knicks fans, they offered him to you. And the Knicks, because remember, they had to pay the Knicks the territorial fees. And the Knicks were like, nah, we're good. And then he ended up in Philadelphia. So it could have been even worse if they sold him to the Knicks. But nah, they sold him to the Philadelphia 76ers. Bill is on Long Island. Hey, Bill.
Hey, guys. Great show and great career, Tiki.
Thank you, man.
I got two questions. One for both of you and the other one is for Tiki. One is that, and this sounds like wisdom and hindsight, but when it was after Black Monday, when all the coaches were fired this year, I was saying to myself, I bet the Jets, if they keep Aaron Glenn, they're going to swing Frank Reich in as the offensive coordinator. And if this season blows up, they're going to stick Frank Reich as the head coach. So I was all for him coming in. So if that, we'll see how that pans out. But I don't want you to think I thought of it now. I thought of it back then.
You mean he'll be the head coach like in the middle of the season? They'll fire Aaron Glenn?
The interim.
Depending on where he goes. If he's bad at the end of the year and have a terrible record, then Frank Reich going next year and they'll fire Aaron Glenn. That's my thought.
Go ahead. Keep going.
All right, second thought was Tiki, and when you did the Philadelphia game when you had 200-plus yards,
yep.
I remember exactly where I was on the Tappan Zee Bridge coming back from Niagara Falls with my family. Right?
Yeah.
But the point, the radio commentators, I don't remember who they were, but they kept saying, Tiki's looking up at the Jumbotron. Tiki's looking up at the Jumbotron. The question is, were you and do most running backs do that when they're running down the field?
Well, the answer is absolutely yes. I started that in the Detroit game that year. We ran a screen pass, and I remember running into my offensive lineman and being like disoriented where I was because I felt like it was going to be a big play, and I hit the offensive lineman. I was like, oh, crap, I'm going to get tackled. But then I came free, and I was like, where is everybody? Because I was just confused a little bit. And so I just glanced at the scoreboard, and I could see like a defender coming from my inside. It forced me like out. And so the whole time I'm just running, looking at the scoreboard, seeing where's the danger coming from. And so I was like, well, that was actually a pretty cool trick.
Yeah.
And so
it helps you. It's like a rear view mirror.
So I started doing it. Right. And then it got reported on because it was obvious. I mean, I had the ball high and tight, and you could see me looking up at the scoreboard.
Right.
And so I was like, yeah, that's a little trick I can do if I'm in the open field.
Sure.
And so I started trying to do it at all the places that we would play. And then we get to Dallas, and Dallas's scoreboard is it's off kilter. Like you can't see it. It's not right in front of you in the end zone. So I couldn't do it. And then teams started delaying it.
That's smart. That's smart.
I was like, are they delaying that because of me?
You got to respect that.
Right. They just took away my advantage. But it was just something it was a little trick you find.
Yeah.
And the longer you play, the more tricks you find to figure out how to be successful. Now, as far as the Aaron Glenn thing goes, we talked about this when they hired Frank Reich. It was good and bad. It's good because it gives you a guy who's been a head coach, Frank Reich, in the NFL, so he knows the ins and outs. He can help Aaron Glenn become a better head coach. But it also could potentially be a threat because if Aaron Glenn in his second season is bad again with some of these coaching decisions, you have a head coach on your
But
roster.
only if you're replacing him midseason.
That's what I mean.
Right.
That's all I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about after the season. Let's not forget that Frank Reich was ready to retire. Right? He
essentially was retired.
He was the Colts. Then he goes to Carolina and fails spectacularly with Bryce Young.
Yeah.
Bryce Young is his quarterback. He probably didn't want him as his quarterback because he wanted to win now, and it's a different style than Frank Reich likes to coach. And he's out of the game, and he's basically helping out Andrew Luck in Stanford. And now he gets a call to be the Jets offensive coordinator. It's like, of course I'm going to do that. I mean, who doesn't want to coach? All coaches who have been successful at any kind of level, and he's a Super Bowl champion, obviously, as an offensive coordinator with the Eagles. He wants to get back in the game. But I don't know how long he wants to be a coach.
He's, first of all, and I remember having this argument with Robert Saleh, firing a coach midseason in the NFL serves very little purpose.
I agree.
Okay?
Unless you know and you're blowing up everything and you're just getting ahead of it.
That's different. Like if you're doing it as hey, we just want to get a head start on the coaching search, a couple of weeks to go in the season, whatever.
And that feels like what the Giants did last year.
Yeah. But to spark a team like what the Jets tried to do a few years ago with Saleh was disgraceful.
It was stupid.
I'm no Saleh fan, but the decision to fire him, and we argued about it at the time, was stupid.
All gas, no brake.
And so firing Aaron Glenn midseason, to me, on most levels, would make no sense.
Right, no matter what happens.
No matter what.
If Aaron Glenn is not the coach for whatever reason, they're going to do a full search.
And that full search will put them in a better place this season than last season. There was a lot of arguments. I was on the wrong end of it, or maybe the right end of it, when I said I wouldn't fire Aaron Glenn. I think Joe was ready to fire Aaron Glenn. A lot of Jet fans were ready to fire Aaron Glenn. And there were two reasons that I feel good about on why I didn't want to do it. One, it's only 1 year. But number two, the Jets were in a horrific position to find a coach. You think John Harbaugh was picking the New York Jets? He wasn't. He just wasn't. Do you think Kevin Stefanski was picking the New York Jets? He wasn't. You think Mike Tomlin, as he leaves Pittsburgh, was ever going to pick the New York Jets at that point? No. But if the Jets, with 3 first-round picks and maybe some development of the pieces that they have, and more good coaches available, are looking for a coach this year, A, I think the Jet properties will be more appealing, and 2, I can name a few candidates right now that are available. Mike Tomlin's available.
He's not coaching.
But he could.
Yeah.
He already said he may get the itch. Number 2, I'll give you another name. He's currently active, but he may be fired. Kevin O'Connell.
100%. If he's available, he's getting a job next year.
No doubt. And then even if they go the route of a Sean McDermott, who I'm not a fan of, I do prefer the year off before bringing him in.
Yeah, you just recollect.
Yeah.
You reevaluate your decisions as a head coach, how you're going to be a head coach, the situations around being you just have more time to think.
No doubt. And that's why I think the Jets ultimately, even if it doesn't work with Aaron Glenn this season, I think ultimately made the right decision to not fire him after 1 year. Because they would have started anew, and they would have been the bottom team in terms of getting to pick their coach. I don't know if that's going to be the case in January if they fire Aaron Glenn. 3 first-round picks and maybe talent that develops? I think that's an appealing job.
Right.
Obviously, the owner is always going to be a concern, but I think they will have a more appealing offer for a head coach next season than they would have had back in January. With all that said, I hope Aaron Glenn's the answer.
Why are you laughing?
I hope they're not looking for a head coach. It's not fun. Like the Mets are about to do a managerial search. You think that's fun? That ain't fun.
No.
It's only fun when you're about to hire a John Harbaugh. And that's rare, where you get to hire an established winning head coach. Toll-free numbers 888-808-1019. If Aaron Judge comes back in the middle of September, what's the track record on him actually playing well? There is a track record to look at involving Aaron Judge, and we'll go through if it's good or bad coming up. 888-808-1019. It is Evan and Tiki without Sean Morash.
If you're looking to level up your wardrobe, you got to check out Collars & Co. You've seen them on Shark Tank. They landed the deal with Mark Cuban, and they're the team behind the dress collar polo, which I actually have on today. It sold over 1 million shirts. Now they've launched the new Maverick Performance Blazer, and this thing is legit. Sharp, lightweight, and completely wrinkle-resistant, making it perfect for travel. Just pack it up, and it comes out at collarsandco.com.
Sponsored by your local Mazda dealer.
The chase for October is on.
The Yankees making all kinds of noise.
And that was just a great at-bat.
And every pitch matters.
Strike 3 called. He just buried it in there.
Yankees Orioles, 6:35 tonight. The home of Yankees baseball is The Fan, 101.9 FM, and available en Espanol on the free Odyssey app.
Looking for peace of mind in selecting your next SUV? Mazda is named the safest new car brand by Consumer Reports. That means confidence for every drive, all at a value that might surprise you. Visit your local Mazda dealer for great offers during Mazda's More to Move You sales event.
Hey, Boomer Esiason here, and let me tell you something about cell coverage. It's not about which network is best. It's about which one is best where you are. Red Pocket Mobile gives you your choice of networks from all 3 nationwide 5G networks, and every line in your family can be a different one. Your kid on the network that covers campus, you on the one that works best at home. Right now, a full year of 5G starts at less than $7 a month on an annual plan. Redpocket.com. Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier.
Recently, our company softball team lost the big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Dale's a loser. I play to win, like early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Hey Yankees fans, head out to Yankee Stadium on Saturday, August 22nd for a very special giveaway. It's Hello Kitty Yankees Bobblehead Day. The first 18,000 guests through the gates will receive a Hello Kitty Yankees bobblehead. Don't miss the Yankees taking on their division rivals, the Blue Jays, Saturday, August 22nd at Yankee Stadium for Hello Kitty Yankees Bobblehead Day. Get your tickets now at yankees.com/tickets.
Head home in a new Mercedes-Benz from Mercedes-Benz of Edison. The Mercedes-Benz Welcome Home Celebration is here, where you'll find exceptional opportunities to drive home luxury. Now with special offers on the versatile GLC and GLE SUVs and C-Class sedan. Whether you choose gas, hybrid, or all-electric, Mercedes-Benz of Edison will help you find the perfect fit for your lifestyle. But hurry, the Welcome Home Celebration ends August 31st. Visit Mercedes-Benz of Edison, where luxury feels like home.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Attention drivers, the Mega Millions jackpot is up to $113 million. Take a break from the Jersey traffic and stop by any New Jersey lottery retailer to grab a ticket.
It's fall, which means you're going to fall hard for this Dunkin' $6 meal deal. Now you get a medium hot or iced coffee, 6 crispy hash browns, and a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, all for $6. That's a full breakfast meal for $6. So wherever you're headed, work, school, the gym, or your next adventure, your breakfast or afternoon pick-me-up is covered. Do breakfast the Dunkin' way and order Dunkin's $6 meal deal.
Don't waste time looking for the lowest price on Bridgestone tires, because when it comes to Bridgestone tires, nobody beats a Town Fair tire deal. That's right, you get the guaranteed lowest price, plus the most free services for life on your new Bridgestone tires. Town Fair Tire is the area's largest discount tire dealer with over 125 locations. Nobody beats a Town Fair tire deal. Nobody!
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
877-393-4448. Optimum fiber, so fast, so fine. Got another provider leaving behind. Come on, everybody, let's get online. $30 a month, gonna blow your mind. 5 whole years, don't hesitate. Lock it in now before it's too late. 877-393-4448. Terms apply. See optimum.com for details.
New York sports never stops, and neither do the opinions. Talk Jets, Giants, Yankees, and Mets. Join the show now at 888-808-1019. The WFAN phone line is powered by Paramount Plus, your streaming home to watch the NFL on CBS all season long.
It's now time for the Fan Focus. The Bucks and Vita Vea come to an agreement on a one-year extension, adding $6 million to his salary in 2026. Vea is now also set to make a total of $48 million over the next 2 seasons in Tampa Bay.
The update on Aaron Judge continues to be snail pace and slow, like he's making tiny bits of progress, but there is no timetable on him, and it's August 20th. So you do the math, and time is ticking. Like, when will he be activated? Will he be activated? The Yankees continue to be pretty optimistic that he will be. It's just a matter of when. So let's say we get the good news, and it's September 20th. So 1 month from today, which I don't even know if that's realistic. I mean, maybe it is. I think we'd all be ecstatic that Aaron Judge is back. The next question will be, well, how's he going to perform? The guy hasn't played since May 31st. I was going through Aaron Judge's history because he's had injuries in the past to try to see if I could find a comp that can tell us maybe a little bit of info on how Aaron Judge would fare. And I got one. In 2018, Aaron Judge did not play between July 26th and September 18th. He missed nearly 2 months. Returned with 2 weeks to go in the season, 14 games. In those 14 regular season games, Aaron Judge hit .220. He had a .675 OPS, and he hit 1 home run. But don't worry. There's good news. In the postseason, the Yankees unfortunately lost to the Red Sox in 4 games. In those 4 games, Aaron Judge, 8 for 19 with 3 home runs.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's a small sample size, but it's at least the only comp you could find of Judge missing a significant period of time, coming back very late in the season, giving you nothing during the regular season, no biggie.
Right.
But then in that 4-game series loss to the Red Sox, which they did lose, not his fault. 8 for 19 with 3 home runs, one of the best performances Judge has had in a postseason series. So do you learn anything from it, or is it just, I don't know?
Yeah, it doesn't inform you of anything. But if it does, it's going to make you want to have Judge have more off days when he's healthy next year. Right? Just save him.
Sure.
Not that you want to be, you don't want him to be like Giancarlo Stanton, where, all right, you can take a couple days off here and there, but it might be worth it.
Well, there's a balance.
Aaron Judge wants to play every game.
But there's a balance that Yankee fans have. Forget what Aaron Boone and Brian Cashman decide. There are a lot of Yankee fans that would complain about punt games and giving guys off days and not taking the regular season serious enough. This is something we've had conversations about for years, and I totally understand the point because home field advantage matters to the Yankees. They've had success when they've had it. When they don't have it, they tend to lose. But you also have to balance having your best players, who is aging, you want to keep them healthy. So how do you balance, let's save Aaron Judge, let's save Giancarlo Stanton, while also showing a seriousness towards the regular season? It's a very, very tough balance. But I think 2018 can at least help us be a guide because he only played 14 games between late July and the end of the regular season, which is not nearly what he's going to miss here. But it's the same thing. It's just a limited amount of at-bats to get him ready. But then in the postseason, when the lights flashed, he was very, very good. I don't know the amount of games you need to see from him in the regular season. I think it's more just getting him at-bats to try to get him in his comfort zone.
Yeah, I think you just got to get him used to seeing Major League Baseball pitching again, which he hasn't seen for a long time.
No doubt. And there was an article, I think it was NJ.com, where they did an interview with a doctor about the injury he's overcoming. And one of the things the doctor observed is that diving is going to be dangerous for him.
Of course.
And if that is the case...
It's not the dive, it's the landing.
The landing, right. If that is the case...
It's not the fall that kills you, it's the sudden stop.
Do you DH him and not play him in right field? If you have a right fielder that literally can't dive?
But how do you do that?
By DHing him.
I know, but... You're stealing a DH spot.
You want the answer?
Go ahead.
Ben Rice at first base, Luis Garcia at second, Jazz Chisholm rides the pine. Garcia's played second base before. He was a second baseman prior to this year. He's not good defensively, but he can play it. That's probably the route I would go if I'm forced to DH Judge.
I think you're right.
I mean, what other option?
Yeah.
I mean, you could sit Luis Garcia. You're not sitting Ben Rice. I think Jazz Chisholm, despite what he did yesterday, is still on most people's, bleep list.
Jazz Chisholm.
So That'd be the way I'd go, but you have to consider that too. Is Judge exclusively a DH? Now, obviously, if he's exclusively a DH, that means Giancarlo Stanton's just a right-handed bat off the bench.
Which is probably okay.
Yeah.
As long as he is productive as a bench player and as a pinch hitter.
Well, think about yesterday. Ryan McMahon got banged up, so I know he was pinch hit probably more for the thumb than anything else, but Ryan McMahon gets pinch hit late in the game for Giancarlo Stanton. That's not bad.
No.
Who's complaining about that?
Right.
So there can still be use for Stanton, even if the DH spot is being clogged by Aaron Judge. Are you ready to feed us, Nico? Feed us, Nico.
Sean Moraes in the booth, somebody hide the castle. Optics flying, phones ringing, Evans yelling, no! Tiki's laughing, chaos cracking, nobody's in control. It's Cinco de Roncho. Bam! Crunch! Let's go!
Cinco de Luncho is brought to you by Helix Wireless, connecting everything everywhere. So I don't know if you guys saw this. The Islanders are doing the fan-made third jersey that's going to be coming out next season. They had some finalists. Everybody's been voting on it. They're down to the final 2 jerseys today. The voting ends at 5 p.m. So I figured, why don't we go back and I'll give you the 5 worst jerseys in New York sports in the 21st century. Because these 2 jerseys that the Islanders have as the options have been getting a lot of hate.
Yeah.
So I'll give you 5 jerseys that are worse than those 2 options.
Here we go! Number 5.
I'm going to piss Evan off right out of the gate here, but any Nets jersey since moving to Brooklyn. The black and white just doesn't do it for me.
The one jersey, there's 2 jerseys. Well, I guess there's 3 jerseys I dislike because the Nets have had so many. The basic black, the basic white, tremendous. I have no problem with that. I didn't like the Coogie. Is that what they called it? The Kogi?
What was that?
The Coogie thing?
I don't remember that.
With the script underneath and the colors. I didn't like the cartoon one that Mikal Bridges wore in his final year here. Those are the 2 that jumped out at me. The rest of them were fine. It's just that the Nets have also had like 300 jerseys. It's part of the problem.
Number 4.
2024, the outdoor game at MetLife, Islanders, Rangers. The Islander jerseys were so ugly. The big aisles written across the chest, not a fan.
You didn't like that one?
No.
Was it script?
No, it was just written out in like block letters.
I kind of liked it,
Boring.
actually.
Script, it would be kind of cool.
Yeah, it was basically just, and it was aisles.
Yeah.
And it was orange and the dark blue. I thought it looked good. I like that one.
Number 3.
All right, so the Gotham Green Jets, I guess is what they technically called it, 2019 to 2023. Think of like Sam Darnold, Zach Wilson, that era. Not a fan of those Jet jerseys.
Yeah. The problem I have, and I said this to Sean a few weeks ago when we talked about jerseys, my brain isn't about what looks good. My brain is the memories that are attached to it, which is a problem.
I guess that's fair for all 3 so far because the Nets have had nothing positive.
So far, you're just picking on teams I root for. That's what I've noticed.
All right, I got you with these.
Number 2.
2021, the Knicks City jersey. It had like in a circle. It was like the city that never sleeps with the number in the middle.
Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah, it was like some weird colors
Right,
in there
that's
too.
trying too hard.
Yeah.
Agreed with you. That was a bad one.
Number 1.
And I think this should be the consensus. 2024 Giants opening day, the Centennial jersey with the tan pants. Those
The
need to
uniform
be burned
was
and never
just
shown
bad.
again.
The whole uniform was bad. I just never got. I felt I got the throwback. I understood it, but it just didn't look giant-y.
The problem, like
I mean, it was too throwback. It's not
Yes.
something you would just go, "Oh, I want to wear that. That thing is cool."
And I love it because I love history that people like to forget. Because the problem we have with history is, we'll get callers to the radio station and they'll talk so glowingly about Sandy Koufax. But if I bring up Christy Mathewson, I get a blank stare. Why? Because those people are dead. No, I'm being serious. Like, there's no one who can call up and say, I watched Christy Mathewson.
Right.
And so it bothers me. Like, I love history, but can we love all history? Or do we just stop in the 60s and 50s?
Right.
That's not fair.
You could have put the Giants red jerseys on there as well. Not because they stink, because they're not a bad looking jersey. We just never won.
See, that's my angle,
we just
though.
never won in those jerseys.
You think of it.
Because that was my era of the red jerseys, and I think we won one game. Bob Papa was talking about this the other day on his podcast, Believe podcast, and I think in 2000 we won one game, and that was it.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't like those jerseys either. Yeah. But I think the problem because the Yankees had it recently too, when you go so old school, people don't know it's old school. Mm-hmm. And I like when
they think it's a new interpretation of something.
Right. They don't realize, that was from 1926 because it was so long ago.
Right.
Yeah, but I think, unfortunately, success and failures are what links you to your opinions on jerseys.
Fair.
And recently, the 86 Mets were honored, and the Mets wore the racing stripe from the 86 Mets. Keith Hernandez said, they're ugly. And they are ugly. But it gives people good feelings because they won the World Series. Of
course.
Meanwhile, Google 1993 Mets jersey. They had a jersey in the early 90s where the S in script extended under MET. Okay, so it extended underneath. I thought it was beautiful.
1990?
1993.
1993.
The problem is that was the worst Met team in my lifetime. And so no one would ever suggest, until I say it right now, hey, the Mets should bring those back. No one would suggest that. Not because it's ugly, because I don't think it's ugly.
It's actually kind of a cool jersey.
Of course it's a cool jersey. The team stunk. And that's the thing we can't get past. The 86 racing stripe is not nicer than the 93 script. It's just that they won the World Series in 86, and 1993 was a disgrace to baseball. Am I right?
You're right. I'm looking at it now.
You have the most independent eyes of anybody when looking at that.
I like the one with the Mets with the S coming underneath. Because that's how I sign my name. Like, I want things to, like, merge.
Right.
And so that kind of it merges. Yeah. Everything. All the MET. It merges back to the S because of that. Now I'm looking at the striped jersey.
And no one wants to bring that jersey back, not because it's ugly, you just said it's nice, but because it's associated with not just a bad team, but maybe the worst team in the history of the franchise.
Yeah, and you're right about the Mets striped jersey because I see that and I think of that World Series team.
Right, and that's why people like it.
Yeah.
And I get it because I am the same way, but beauty is not in the eye of the beholder, it's in the eye of winning. That's what it's all about.
It always comes back to winning.
And if you're a Yankee fan, you know what you're doing right now? You're sitting back saying, you know why we're not on this list? Because we don't whore ourselves out to name 18 different jerseys.
It's the same one for decades.
Though I will include the Yankees in one, and it's not their fault, so I'm going to exonerate them. I think it was 2019. I'm going to go with 2019. Yankees-Dodgers, Dodger Stadium, and it was the color. It wasn't Color Rush. That's the NFL.
Yeah.
It was like fan jersey weekend or something, and they both wore. Like the Dodgers wore white jerseys, and the Yankees wore black jerseys. And you couldn't even see the Dodger logo. It was horrendous. Those jerseys were an abomination. What was it called? Players Weekend?
Yeah, Players Weekend. They did it in 2018 and 2019. But 2018 was when they had the colorful ones, and you had like the nicknames on the back.
Right.
The Mets actually played in Williamsport against the Phillies that year.
Right.
And wore those jerseys.
The one that jumps out at me, though, is the Yankees. Because the thing that bothered me is it was Yankees-Dodgers. It's historic.
It was too monochrome. It was like there was no differentiation.
I mean, it was just not the Yankees and the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the issue. Like the Dodger one, you could not see the numbers or the names. And the Yankee one was just not the Yankees. It was horrendous. Let's get back to your calls, 888-808-1019. Jay in Bergen County. What's up, Jay?
Hey, how are you?
All's well.
Good.
It's kind of been covered before, but I just wanted to mention that I'm a big Yankee fan. I saw the game last night, and I kind of blame the MLB video people for misleading and creating this controversy. You know, the videos are all over the web now. It's pretty clear that it was in fact a foul when you watch it from the correct perspective. But I felt badly as a Yankee fan watching it, thinking, oh my God, I'm glad the Yankees are on the winning end of that controversy, but I feel kind of badly. And now I feel much better having seen it in the proper perspective. But why did this have to be a controversy in the first place?
It's a great point, Jay. So we opened the show with it, and you could rewind on the free Odyssey app. And Tiki and I both said, eventually we saw the replay that told us it was foul. But we were listening to the Yankee calls, the Oriole calls, everybody freaking out how over obvious it was that it was fair. And
Except
I admit,
for Aaron Boone.
Except for Aaron Boone, who was like, listen, Aaron Boone.
Do you feel like he caught a bit of a break with that call?
No, I think it was foul.
Now, I don't know if at that point he saw the view that most of us have now seen on social media where it does look foul, or it's not conclusive enough that it was fair. But it's a great question he brings up. Why were we not supplied, and by we I mean Masson and Amazon Prime Yes Network, the view that we ended up seeing that showed us that it wasn't obvious?
Yeah, you can't say they didn't have it, because clearly it existed, because we've seen it.
Yeah.
So why didn't... It comes back to New York, obviously, for the review, and if anybody has all those views, it's New York.
So show it to us.
Exactly. Why didn't they show it to us?
Because
I would bet that New York had it. The broadcast teams did not, and there's no process to get it to show it on television.
Well, we got, and it was really cool, and I give you all the credit because I didn't do anything, but we had a, what's it called? They gave us a tour of the replay room.
Yes.
And the guy was showing us all the intricacies. Can you ask them, like, are they able to supply the TV networks? Because it's for their own good.
No, you're right.
Like, we don't want to rip Major League Baseball all the time. I only do it when I have to. In this case, you eventually see a view that it wasn't obviously fair, so why not give it to the people watching the game? Because listen to some of these reactions.
I don't understand. It doesn't look like it's foul for 1 second unless at the top.
Had to been at the top of it.
I mean, you get all this confusion.
Right. Seems pretty clear, right?
Pretty clear to me.
Pretty clear. Because not to their fault, they didn't see the view that we ended up seeing on social media a few hours later. So I don't understand it. Mitchell is in Queens. What's up, Mitchell?
Good afternoon, guys. How are you? Got a question for both of you guys. One is on Jeffrey Yan and one about the Jets. So I watched Jeffrey Yan a couple times, and I'm just thinking, how has someone not tried to run on him with 2 strikes? He seemingly jumps every time there's a 2-strike pitch, and how is that not a free stolen base? I feel like that's an Evan homework job.
Because, no, I think I have an answer to this because I've evaluated his jumps. He's jumping after he releases the baseball.
Yeah.
So he throws the pitch, and he doesn't do it on all 2 strikes. I thought early on that's what he was going to do, and he doesn't even do it on all strikeouts because he had a strikeout the other night, and instead of jumping, he just did like a dance. He did like a little shimmy. Little shimmy.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's there's nothing you can take advantage of other than, I guess, bunting, but you're not going to bunt with 2 strikes.
Yeah, but when a pitcher, if he's like already like extending his heels, isn't he not putting himself in harm's way of the catcher throwing it across?
Oh, so like on a caught stealing, like the guy's
so if
going.
he was stealing.
Meaning if someone runs on 2 strikes, and he starts to run, I just think it's a free base. Like, he's safe because it hit his upper arm because he was midair.
Right. So you're I didn't get what you were saying, Mitchell. You're saying that when he jumps, if it's 2 outs, say instead of 3. He's jumping.
1 out or no out, and
right,
on.
And the catcher throws down to second base and drills him in the temple.
Yeah,
because he's so high in the air.
Or the arm.
Or any part of his body.
You know what? I'm going to examine this during our next commercial break. Now,
that's interesting.
The one thing, though, to keep in mind, Mitchell, before your jet point is he doesn't jump on every pitch. So as a base stealer, you're kind of guessing that he's going to jump and you're going to be able to take advantage of that, you know?
No, but just with 2 strikes, I feel like, it would help if the Mets had bad throwers, but they have good throwers.
Right.
I guess as a Jets point, something that I feel like, because everyone's glowing over our position players, what can we be this year with the offense? I could say this, I'm 31 years old. The last time I had a jersey of a defensive player who I thought was a game wrecker from the front 7 was John Abraham in 2004. I would love, I don't know if this is too pie in the sky and too much. Can we get a guy that's a consistent 12-sack guy that's a game wrecker on the just as a rusher?
Can it be the guy they just drafted?
Yeah, it could be David
at 2
Bailey.
overall.
Look,
it better be.
And you draft a guy that high, he's clearly expected to be a stalwart, like a foundational piece to the Jets defense. It's maybe too, I guess not, because it's the 2nd overall pick. If you're going to get a jersey and you're a young kid,
he's got to be a star, Tiki.
He's got to be a star.
Yes, and it better be him.
But you would buy his number 31 jersey.
Yeah.
Because you expect him to be that guy. And the thing is, you can get it now, and it's at least 3 years before you say, this was a waste of money.
No, I don't know. Sometimes it happens quickly. Look at Vernon Golston. You could have told you figured that out quick if that was not going to be a thing.
That's true. He doesn't. I don't know. He's preseason, so we don't know if it means anything. And I'm not saying he was disruptive, but he did what he was supposed to do.
No, so far so good. Game. Look, we're not going to be able to judge until the season starts. But he's right descriptively of the Jet defense. And the Jets have had some good defenses over the years. We've talked about statistically how bad their offense has been for a decade. They have had some very good defenses over the years. I'm not just talking about the Rex era. The Robert Saleh defense a few years ago was a top 5 defense.
Yep.
But name the defensive players that were stars, that became stars.
Bona fide.
Darrelle Revis is the list. Leonard Williams was good. Muhammad Wilkerson, before he got fat after his contract, was good. John Abraham was good. He referenced him, but he also got hurt a lot and missed big playoff games. Like, we haven't had Bart Scott, who did a great job yesterday with Craig. He was very good, but game breaker. Like, and Darrelle Revis, it's tough to call a game breaker just because of the position he played.
Quinnen Williams.
Game breaker?
No, I mean,
again, very good.
All-pro guy.
Good player.
Sacks, yeah.
I'm not ripping him. I'm just saying, like, game breaker.
But not the superstar. Not the guy you're talking about. I can't wait to see him.
Not Micah Parsons good. And I think when you draft somebody as highly as you draft at David Bailey, that's the expectation. We were talking earlier about expectations for George Lombard Jr. I guess I'm going to be a hypocrite. The expectation for David Bailey is to be a superstar. But I think when you pick 2 overall in the NFL, it is a little different.
Yeah.
It's a little different than a baseball prospect.
Sauce Gardner had a shot.
I think
just he just didn't have the as a defensive back, he didn't have the interception stats for you to say he was an all-pro.
You know what killed Sauce Gardner, I think, looking back on his tenure here? Because I always thought that some Jet fans were way too hard on him. I was probably more of a Sauce guy than others. In his rookie season, which was a very good year, he was very, very handsy, but he wasn't called for it. And I think that started to change, and that started to affect him. And I think that was one of the things that brought him down. And also, if you're a corner in New York Jets history and you're drafted very, very highly, guess who you're going to be compared to? Darrelle Revis. Right. And that ain't fair, because Darrelle Revis could be one of the greatest cornerbacks to ever play the game. And for everyone who wants to bring up Deion Sanders, I got nothing but respect for Deion Sanders. But I'll tell you one thing Darrelle did that Deion didn't do. He tackled.
Right.
It's a true story. Now, Deion also, kick return.
I mean, he was so amazing. It didn't matter.
I'm not crapping on Deion Sanders. I'm just saying, like, there is one aspect of Darrelle's game that he did a little bit better than Deion Sanders. I'm just pointing that out. Joe on Long Island. What's up, Joe?
How you doing, guys? I have 3 prediction questions for you.
Oh,
the first would the Mets be a wild card team if Pete Alonso was on this team? The second, is Carson Bench going to win Rookie of the Year? And the third, what do you see as the Giants' record, and will they play in the postseason? I'll hang up and listen.
Look at that. He's going for the gusto. Like,
what's
give me the
Giants'
big ones.
record? I think the Giants are 8-9, 9-8 this year.
That's not a prediction. That's 2 different records.
8-9.
Oh, okay.
Not a playoff team.
Wow. Well, just for the record, today is August 20th. We will officially, because right now you can give that opinion. That's totally fair.
Yeah.
This is not your official predictions.
No.
Going to give you a few more weeks.
Right.
That may change. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know.
I don't see them as a playoff team. I hope that they surprise me.
This is why I say, even though I'm not a Giant fan, I'm the most positive Giant person on this station.
You have them as a playoff team.
I do, yeah.
Okay.
Sean doesn't. Tiki doesn't. I don't think anyone else is a Giant fan around here. No, Tommy's a Giant fan. I can't count him, though. He's unrealistic.
Nico is.
Who is? Nico is. Yeah, I meant the on-air personalities.
Right.
Carton hates the Giants. Boomer's indifferent. Chio's a Viking fan. But I haven't heard any of them be as positive as they're a playoff team. Maybe it's a cautiousness that's related to it. And by the way, I don't say that as a brag. I could be wrong. I could be an idiot. I could be a schmuck. They could win 4 games. And then I'm the biggest dummy walking.
Right.
But as you said that, I'm reminded I am the most pro-Giant person here. And for anyone who thinks I'm a Giant, fanboy, I wasn't 2 years ago when I thought they'd suck. So it varies. I think that Carson Bench's issues with winning the Rookie of the Year is some of the competition is very, very good. Sal Stewart of the Cincinnati Reds is having a really good year. J.J. Weatherholt is really pissing me off because J.J. Weatherholt is defeated by Carson Bench in every stat, right? Every stat.
Yeah.
Except WAR. And that doesn't make any sense to me. J.J. Weatherholt has been given this insane WAR because of his defense at second base as compared to what Carson Bench has done in right field.
He's in the mix.
He's in the mix with Sal Stewart and Weatherholt, and even Nolan McLean's in the mix. The Mets would be a few games better with Pete Alonso. That is not a wild card team. You'd have to make up 10 games in the standings.
Yeah, the issue is it is their bats, obviously, at times, especially early in the season, but it's also the pitching just wasn't good when it needed to be early in the season.
But it would have helped having a reliable right-handed slugger, especially manning a position that's been all over the place until recently. So they would have been significantly better. But are they 10 games better with Pete Alonso? That's asking too much. That's not the case.
Mets suck.
I love Pete.
What's his WAR right now?
So now you want to know
what is? Yeah, I'm just asking because that's how many wins above average are.
All right, Pete Alonso's WAR this season, according to Baseball Reference, is 3.5, which, by the way, is the highest it's been since 2022.
Right, so even if you give them 5 games, they're not in the wild card.
Yeah, but in fairness, why don't we look at the WAR of the guys who have played first base for the Mets this season? Let me see that for a second. Mark Vientos is minus 1.2.
Mm-hmm.
Minus 1.2.
Okay.
Jared Young is
that's now up to 6.
1.7 for Jared Young. So we're at like a 0.5.
Yeah.
Who else has played? Oh, Eric Wagaman's played first base.
No, you can't put that up.
Why?
Wagaman? How many times at first base did he play?
A handful of times. Yeah. Jorge Polanco only played there twice, so I can't pin it on him. His WAR is minus 1.4. His team stinks. I mean, think about
he just made you more depressed about the season.
Well, because look,
because of the replacement for Pete Alonso. Who's having a Pete Alonso season?
He's having a better year than that because they're rating his defense very high this year.
Yeah.
The reason why his WAR is the highest it's been in 4 years is that the defensive metrics are telling you that Pete Alonso is an elite defensive first baseman.
Yeah, whereas last year he led the league in errors at first base, doesn't he?
Well, I think his defensive metrics were much lower, and that's always hurt Pete Alonso when it comes to measuring it.
How many errors did he have last? 10 errors last year.
That's not a good stat to look at.
I know it isn't, but it's the easy one to look at.
We'll get to some of the challenges the Yankees are facing tonight as they try to sweep the Orioles, plus more of your calls. A lot of football, a little baseball as well. 888-808-1019. Right now, we are going to take caller number 3 at 866-540-WFAN for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Usher and Chris Brown at MetLife Stadium on October 15th. It's from our friends at Live Nation. Tickets go on sale Monday, August 24th at 10 a.m. at livenation.com. Tune in tomorrow to The Carton Show at 3 p.m. for your last chance to win.
Sponsored by Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water and also by your local Mazda dealer.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
If you were to ask someone to name the best teams in the NFC this season, I bet they would say the Los Angeles Rams and the Seattle Seahawks, and it makes sense. The Rams are absolutely loaded, the Seahawks defending Super Bowl champions. But there's a team in the NFC West that's flying under the radar, and it's not the Arizona Cardinals. Kyle Shanahan and the San Francisco 49ers. I think the Niners will beat the Rams Week 1 in Melbourne. Don't sleep on San Fran. I'm Nick Costos.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Skechers elite athlete OG Anunoby has been making history on the basketball court.
Anunoby tips it in. Unbelievable. What a shot.
He's been balling out in Skechers high-performance basketball sneakers, and the world is noticed. But how does OG train off the court to keep in peak physical condition? Hands-free Skechers Slip-ins Aeroburst. They help prepare OG for the physical demands of playing at a championship level. Get your pair of Aeroburst for only $165 at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever high-performance running shoes are sold.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
It's The Road Ahead, brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com and discover movement that inspires. The team from the Bronx continues its 3-game set against Baltimore before heading home for a huge 10-game homestand.
Hey, it's Brew, and I feel like everything in my life depends on being connected. Whether I'm uploading a video, hopping on a call before my show, or video chatting with my family back in Michigan, I never have to think about my Wi-Fi. And that's why Xfinity stands out. You get the most reliable, fiber-powered Wi-Fi with the best equipment at one price for 5 years guaranteed. No contracts or commitments. Plus, you can get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Use of fiber or coaxial cable. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi. Xfinity, imagine that.
The best time to recommit to your gut health goals? Right now. Take charge of your gut with Nature Made. Our clinically studied ingredients support digestive health. Digestive enzymes break down nutrients. Probiotic and prebiotic fiber nourish good gut bacteria. And super greens with probiotics empower daily digestive health. Try the full lineup of gut health support from Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? We always bottle our Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source, and all our bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from our own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source.
Boomer Esiason here. Got a kid heading back to school? Your student hopefully isn't using data during school anyways, so why pay for an unlimited plan they'll never get the full value of? Now, Red Pocket Mobile's got a better answer. Right now, during their back-to-school sale, it's $80 for a whole year of cell service. Talk, text, and everyday data on your pick of 3 nationwide 5G networks. $80 the whole year. Perfect low data plan for your student. RedPocket.com. Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier. Operating engineers Local 825 are the men and women who make our region move. So whether it's roads, bridges, or our favorite team stadium, they build and maintain the critical transportation, water, and energy infrastructure we rely on. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing the signatory contractors and the hardworking men and women who build both New York and New Jersey.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
T-Mobile is launching something no other wireless network offers. Introducing Nothing. Pay nothing today and walk out of the store with a new phone.
What did he say?
Nothing.
You definitely said something about nothing.
Exactly. Go to T-Mobile, pay nothing up front, and leave with a new phone.
Wait, nothing rules.
She gets it.
Hey, thanks for nothing.
For the first time ever, switch to T-Mobile, pay nothing. No taxes, no fees, no money down. And walk out with a new phone. There are 250 reasons to choose T-Mobile, and now nothing is holding you back.
On eligible devices with qualifying credit plan and 36-month finance agreement.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Talk sports with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle on The Carton Show. Afternoons from 2 to 7 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Hope you're enjoying your beautiful Thursday afternoon here in New York City. I'm kind of annoyed with Sean because I think he's a hypocrite. Yeah, and a hypocrite is a strong word, but I think he's a hypocrite. A few weeks ago, when you were off, so I'll very quickly explain this conversation I had with him, and for people in the audience who don't remember it, he didn't think it was right that I would go on YouTube and do the Rico Brugna while Boomer and Gio were on the air, or while Craig was on the air. And I said, it's not competing, it's completely different.
Right.
Like, Craig is not going to break down the intricacies of a Met game. Neither is Boomer and Gio. So it's not competing, it's just that it's something completely different. And he's like, well, I don't know. And then I argued back, WFAN's on 24/7. So technically, no matter what time you do a podcast, you're competing with WFAN.
Of course.
And that was my checkmate move on him. But he disagreed. And I don't think it's competition. By the way, if anyone did, I would show respect by not doing it. Because I'm a good teammate.
Of course you are.
But Sean was like, it's very selfish. This son of a bitch right now is doing a live Talking Giants while we're on the air. And I'd say that's more a competition because we're on YouTube. So for him to say to me that it's wrong, and I defended it. Like, I'm not even mad at Sean. I'm mad at Sean for being a hypocrite. So I texted him, you're a hypocrite. He has responded.
Oh.
And he's responded while doing a Talking Giant.
Of course.
Now, before I tell you his defense, what side are you on? Are you on the Evan, it's not a competition side?
It's not a competition.
Because it's different.
People are consuming different things at different times, different ways.
1,000%.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even his Giants talk, while we talk Giants as well, I'm sure he's going to a level of Giant talk that we're not going to do right now. We're not breaking down falafel. We did it for 30 seconds yesterday. What's his name again? Falele.
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 Yeah, I counted it. We did a minute on Daniel Falele.
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 Yeah, there you go.
Okay, a minute and a half, actually, was the exact time.
Yes, and you gave kudos to the Giants for getting something for nothing.
Absolutely.
Sixth round pick. We thought it was seventh. Sixth round pick.
So while we talked about a Giants-related topic, on his podcast, he's breaking down his footwork. So it's different. So you're on my side that it's not really an issue.
No.
So I'm just mad at Sean for being a hypocrite. Don't say that, oh, well, you did it while Boomer and Gio were on. You did it when Craig was on and Tommy was on. Basically, I can never do a Rico because everyone is on at some point.
Right.
Unless you value one show over another. Unless you're saying, Sean, you care more about Craig than Tommy. And that is disrespectful.
Wow.
I've worked with both. They're both incredibly...
And his former colleague.
Yeah, they're former colleagues. And by colleagues, one guy got the other guy food. That's what I mean by colleagues. Anyhow, Sean's response to me calling him a hypocrite. It's training camp. 1 hour, and I'm headed to the beach. We're coming off of a very big joint practice. So that's his excuse.
Joint practice in Miami where
Yeah.
there was a fight, as there always are in these joint practices. You just get tired of hitting the same people over and over again. So when it's not your guy, you're going to fight him.
Yeah.
It happens every single joint
So it's
practice.
not really big, Sean. It happens all the freaking time.
Yeah, I remember the jet one we had. I was just standing on by the side. I forgot I was talking to. I was like, oh, these idiots.
You didn't want to get involved in that.
Hell no.
Nah, there's no point.
What am I fighting for?
You're right. It's stupid. So either way, Sean, I love you, but you're a raging hypocrite. That's the bottom line.
Why don't you go and ask Sean Morash?
I already did.
Listen, if he wants to be a trader, I'll come back next week.
Oh, look at you trying to scoop
There
on
you
in.
go. Here's the response I got, Evan, regarding the Pete Alonso non-home run. They do if the broadcast team requests it.
Okay, so the question we asked MLB is, if you watched the Yankee game last night, 99% of us watched it on Amazon Prime Yes Network. We're not watching Masson. We saw a view that showed as if it looked like it was a clear, fair ball.
Mm-hmm.
We ended up seeing a view that showed that it was a little bit more in question. So I asked, hey, can we ask the replay people, how come they wouldn't supply that feed to the broadcast? And you're saying...
I ask if in your replay studio, are you able to send those views that you're looking at to the broadcast operations? The answer is if there was a request from the broadcast team, then yes. When the call stands, there's no definitive angle, and this is the example, but there isn't a definitive angle. So one angle shows it looks like it's a fair ball.
Right.
The ground view that I just looked at looks like it's a foul ball. It's inconclusive.
And inconclusive means we are upholding what was initially called.
Right, and the Hawkeye, which Pete was talking about, they don't use. It's not reliable.
Interesting. Rich is in Springfield, New Jersey. Hey, Rich.
Hey guys, I was watching the Yankee game last night and on the computer. I pirated the away broadcast, and I was flipping between listening to it on WFAN and watching the broadcast on my computer. And I, like everyone else, thought it was a fair ball. I mean, Dave and Susan were calling it a fair ball, and so were the and I don't know who was doing the broadcast. It had to be like Jim Palmer or Dave McNally or somebody from old school.
Jim Palmer,
Baltimore, Yeah, was it Palmer? Okay, he was talking about pitching a Harmon Killebrew or Norm Cash. I figured it had to be somebody from that era. Anyway, so they said it looked fair. But then about 2 innings later, they actually showed a broadcast of it, a video of it, where they said, and here's a video that shows it's clearly a foul ball.
Wow.
So the broadcast did show that.
So then they eventually made the call to the MLB replay room and said, show it to us.
Yeah.
I got to go back and check that out because they were the ones also freaking out about the call. I think it sounded like this.
And here we go. Here's Will Little.
After review, the call on the field stands.
Oh, my gosh. Come on, Will. It went from, come on, Will.
Yeah. Who does the NFL use Hawkeye? I'm trying to think of what they use it for because we know it's used in tennis. But in tennis, there's a clear point of contact.
Yeah, it's very clear.
Like
it should be.
But in tennis, like the ball is hitting the ground. So the Hawkeye is projecting or maybe even visualizing, actively visualizing where a ball is hitting a ground. But when there's no contact point when a foul ball or fair ball is going over. There's no contact point.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Hawkeye is reliable enough because there's not an actual point where the ball touches, or if you're using a football for, I don't know, where someone's foot is inbound. Like there's no, or where the ball is. Like, that's what they use it for, I think. The placement of the ball. The ball it's at a stop spot. Baseball doesn't really have that on foul balls.
Yeah. Dan is in New Jersey. Good afternoon, Dan. Hello, Dan.
What up, Dan?
Dan going once. Dan going twice. Dan is sold.
By the way, if there was a wall around the outfield,
yes,
you could use Hawkeye.
A wall around
like
it?
Where
around the pole?
Just
block too many views. Can't do that.
No, like a clear wall.
Oh,
and it hit the wall.
Oh yeah,
you could tell.
That's actually an interesting idea.
Hawkeye, you could tell if it hit something. You could tell where it crossed.
But you would also need to extend the pole higher, like we talked about earlier, because a lot of these poles are just not high enough, and these home runs are going over the poles.
That's right.
Bob is in East Greenbush. What's up, Bob?
Evan, I have a question for you.
Yes.
I'm a diehard Met fan just like you. I watch every single game, and I had an observation a couple of days ago.
Yes.
There was a runner on first base. They threw over twice, and I was thinking, wow, the catcher should pitch out. This would be a perfect time to pitch out. Nail the guy at second because if he throws over to first, it automatically goes to second. Then the observation was, have the Mets pitched out this entire year?
Dude, pitch outs are dead.
Yeah, you don't see them anymore at all.
You never see it. And my theory on why is that I think the value of a ball is too high.
Yeah.
Is that teams, because you can't even say, well, there's no running game, because for a while there wasn't, but with the bigger bags, we've seen an expansion of the running game. Mm-hmm. The rules have allowed for that. So if stolen bases are up, why wouldn't the pitch outs go up? And I think that teams value the difference between a 1-1 count and a 2-1 count, or the value of a 1-0 count versus an 0-0 count, that's too high. But you're right. The pitch out is dead in baseball. There's just a lot. There are certain things in baseball you just rarely see, one of which is a pitch out.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the last one I've seen. I mean, you see it in Little League baseball.
Dude, I think I've seen like 3 all year. Like, I've definitely seen one, but it's just few and far between. But it's a great point, especially with the running game coming back. Why wouldn't teams use it a little bit more? Chris in Bayshore. Hey, Chris.
Yeah, hey, guys. Listen, Evan, I want to thank you for wearing that L yesterday. Hopefully it was only 5-10 minutes and you got rid of it and then you moved on.
Yeah, I did. Thank you.
I got a couple of things. First of all, you told me about the 93 Met jersey. The road jersey with New York with the tail, I thought was even classier looking. Maybe it was just the whole New York compared to the Mets. I don't know. But my intent on calling was I think the Aaron Glenn thing, I think you got to give him a lot of credit if in fact his turnaround is legit and somebody's not telling him, hey, you need to do this for the press. I mean, he as long as you keep the funny drops, that's great. But, I mean, he was unbelievably rude last year. And if he realizes that and makes everybody's job easier, I think he's got to get a lot of credit for that. Well, I don't know what you think.
No, I want him to win games. He's only getting credit for winning games. And I'll give him credit for reflecting. I think self-reflection is very important. I try to do it all the time. We try to learn from your mistakes on a daily basis. I think that's awesome. But I didn't mind his rudeness, and it's not just because drops are funny. I just didn't think it was a big deal. And I thought that it did a pretty good job of taking some of the attention and blame away from the players that were failing. I think that's why managers and coaches do that sometimes. I thought Bobby Valentine did that a lot back in the day. It's a way of taking the attention away from the players who face a lot of pressure. Aaron Glenn is going to be judged on one thing, and that is winning.
Right.
That's it. And if he wins, I think we'll look back at some of the self-reflective decisions he made and say, wow, he deserves a lot of credit. Look at the changes that he made in year 2. What a great story. And I'd love to talk about that story a lot, but it doesn't matter if he doesn't win. If they win 3 or 4 games this year, who cares that he was reflective on things? It doesn't matter because it needs to lead to results. And if there are no results, doesn't matter. Val in the Bronx. Hey, Val.
Evan Rico Roberts, welcome back.
Yo.
Tiki the living legend, Barber. What's going on, my man?
What's good, Val?
What's going on?
I heard some stuff earlier, and I apologize if I'm a little bit late to add to the conversation. But you guys were talking about comps for George Lombard Jr. And I'm going to double down on something I said maybe about a week or week and a half after he first came up. I can't speak to the long-term comp right now because I think with rookies, you got to wait till like the next season is going to be different. There'll be adjustments you'll have to make, and we'll see that there. But as far as this season is concerned, the comp that I would like to see, and it's funny, his name came up for a quick minute as far as a possible trade move for us early at the trade deadline. Jeremy Pena was somebody that people talked about trading for. Mm-hmm. And it's funny, they didn't go after him. But if I get bringing up George Lombard, if George Lombard Jr. turns out to be Jeremy Pena in his rookie season, and he has that kind of infectious effect on the rest of the squad, and he continues to do what he does, at the end of the season, I'll be a happy man.
Yeah.
That's the comp I'd like to see. You guys have a good afternoon, all right?
Thank you, Val.
It's a great comp because now he played more of a full season that year, but he was an impactful rookie for a team that won a world championship.
Right.
I mean, so that's pretty good.
Wasn't he fantastic in the postseason, too?
In 2022, in the postseason, he hit 345 with 4 home runs and an OPS of over 1,000, and he was also the ALCS and World Series MVP.
Yeah.
So to answer your question,
okay, we'll take that.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, we'll take that.
That's the comp he wants to use.
We'll take that from his rookie season.
The comp he wants to use, and I love it, is
it's a good one.
ALCS and World Series MVP.
Yes.
From a good rookie season. Like a good rookie season. Didn't win Rookie of the Year, but a good rookie season. Now, the rest of his career, he's a good player. But I don't think he's the good player that you guys were freaking out about because he's a career 270 hitter with a 750 OPS. And when I brought that guy up last year, a few hours ago to you with a Jose Reyes, you said not good enough. So you wouldn't take his overall career numbers.
Did Jose Reyes help win a World Series in his rookie season?
That's not. No, he didn't win anything.
So it's a rolling comparison. That's the problem. That's what you have to do.
Yeah,
that's why you can't do a rote career comparison because it's rolling. Like if you give me Jeremy Pena in year 1, give me Derek Jeter in year 10.
By the way, the numbers of Jeremy Pena in his career, I would totally sign for. They're very solid, but they're not the superstar you described.
Yeah.
But he's obviously thinking about the whole, ALCS and World Series MVP thing, which is kind of amazing that you're able to do that in your rookie season. That's an accomplishment. Because I was also thinking of Miguel Cabrera. Now, get out of your mind, Triple Crown Miguel Cabrera. Just put that a second away. I'm talking about skinny, wiry, play him all over the diamond teenager Miguel Cabrera. When the Marlins called him up in 2003 and he made a big impact. And he played 87 games and hit 268 with 12 home runs and an 800 OPS. But was a really valuable piece of the Marlins when they won a world championship. He didn't win a world championship after that, but he was a part as a young player, as a teenager basically, that team that won the World Series. I think he was 20, but it was close enough. 20 and 19, what's the difference? Can't drink.
No.
Like either way, you can't have a glass of alcohol. So when the Marlins were celebrating a world championship, Miguel Cabrera could not partake in the champagne. How about that?
Well, I'm sure he did.
Yeah, but it's illegal.
And?
And what?
And exactly.
That's true.
What are you going to do about it?
What are you going to do about it? The answer is nothing. Johnny in Bayonne. Hey, Johnny.
Hey, what's up, fellas? I got a simple solution for the MLB for this foul pole controversy.
Yes.
Right? What if the point is put them on the top of the foul pole pointing towards the sky. If the ball crosses the point at any time, it's a fair ball.
By the way, it's such a stupid, brilliant idea.
Yeah, simple.
He's right. Like if you think about a laser that just goes up, it's a light. It's like a light beam that they used for a while for the sites of the old Twin Towers after the horrific attack of 25 years ago at night. And that was always a surreal image to see the two lights that would pop up. If you have a light or a laser that pops up so the foul pole can extend further, wouldn't that make it as clear as day?
Yeah, but then you still can't see whether it went around it.
Why?
Because it's not going to cross it exactly.
Well, how could it not? If it goes all the way up, it's got to pass it to the left or to the right, and that's the home run, right? If it passes it from the right.
Yeah, I guess that. I mean, but I think visually we think that's going to be clear as day, but I'm not sure it will be. Just because it's not solid.
What do you mean it's not solid? It's straight up.
Yeah, but how do you it passes in front or behind it?
It's not. It's going to go to the side of it. It has to. It's going all the way to the sky.
Yeah.
Unless you're hitting a home run that's 1,000 feet into the sky.
We had a caller that said, the ball started left and then it came back right. Like, because when you hitting it's weird. Like usually when you pull a ball to the left field and you're a right-handed batter, you think it's arcing right to left. But Pete Alonso's home run was actually going left to right.
Yeah.
And so it's just, you're not going to look at it. Your mind's going to tell you it's going right to left, but it's actually going left to right. So you're going to be confused.
Yankees have a chance to sweep this series tonight against the Orioles. They are facing a huge challenge, though. We'll get into what that is, break it down, how they can beat it. Plus more of your calls at 888-808-1019. Window-Rama summer sale is here. Save up to 30% on your installation project and shop top brands like Anderson Windows and Doors. Plus take advantage of low to no interest payment plans when you purchase and install with Window-Rama. Choose from our huge in-stock inventory and let our local certified experts handle it all in as little as 14 days. Visit windowrama.com to book your free consultation today.
Sponsored by the New York State Thruway Authority. Imagine that your workplace is inches from traffic and a car flies by drifting because someone checked their phone. People work here. They trust you. Don't drive distracted. Funded by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration with a grant from the New York State Governor's Traffic Committee.
It's Boomer and Gio. Mornings on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
I'm saying, though, that to me, the argument of that the best thing for the future of the Jets may be them being the worst team in the league this year. I believe that.
I'm telling you, it's not going to be.
Well, that's too bad.
I think the Cardinals and the Dolphins, I feel like, have a lock on those two spots.
Yeah, I would agree.
Get Boomer and Gio on demand. Available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, and the free Odyssey app.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46. And I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Looking for peace of mind in selecting your next SUV? Mazda is named the safest new car brand by Consumer Reports. That means confidence for every drive, all at a value that might surprise you. Visit your local Mazda dealer for great offers during Mazda's More to Move You sales event.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber. Living in the city that never sleeps, you need a powerful home connection that keeps pace with your midnight grind. Keep your connection as legendary as the city itself. If you're a Verizon mobile customer, switch to Fios Home Internet and get reliable 100% fiber optic speed for just $20 a month. It's high-speed fiber dependability for less than a week of subway rides. Visit Verizon.com and switch today. Availability varies for Fios customers with AutoPay, Mobile Plus Home, and bonus discount. Enrollment required. One offer per eligible account. Additional terms apply. Limited time offer.
Orgavatazona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
Hey, Salicata here for CertaPro Painters, and my wife is still satisfied by my good friends at CertaPro Painters. They work fast and clean, and if she's happy, you better believe I'm happy. Big jobs or small, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call. 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. 1-800-GO-CERTA. Call CertaPro Painters today and get a no-nonsense free estimate on a professional job that you'll be happy with for years to come.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your
free estimate online at Certapro.com.
I scream. You scream. We all scream. Because Wendy's famous small classic Frosty is just $1 for a limited time. More screaming, happy screaming, summer screaming, $1 small classic Frosty screaming! But please don't scream in the drive-thru. It hurts the employees' ears. Get a $1 small classic Frosty for a limited time, only at Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. A la carte only, not valid for delivery. Limit 10 per transaction. Price may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Listen weekdays to Evan and Tiki for the call of the day. Brought to you by Wind Creek Bethlehem. Must be 21 years or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Todd, do we still have time to make this the summer at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram?
John Montone, of course. There are still incredible deals to be had at Ramsey during the Make This the Summer event.
You must be speaking of the low lease options for a new 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo Altitude 4x4. Just $379 a month for 36 months. $48.68 total due at signing, or purchase with 0 APR financing for 36 months.
Or lease a new 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Limited 4x4 for as little as $429 a month for 36 months and just $49.18 total due at signing. Or purchase with 0% APR financing for 36 months.
This is your last chance to make this the summer with some hot deals at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
Exceptional people, exceptional deals.
Call 833-853-2969 for details. Tax title registration extra. Zero security deposit. VIN number TC258760. MSRP 49605. VIN number T8599538. MSRP 53255. APR 2778 per month for 1000 finance. Expires 8/31/26.
It's fall, which means you're going to fall so hard for this Dunkin' $6 meal deal. Now you can get a medium hot or iced coffee, 6 crispy hash browns, and a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. All for $6. That's a full breakfast meal for $6. So wherever you're headed, work, school, the gym, or your next adventure, your breakfast or afternoon pick-me-up is covered. Do breakfast the Dunkin' way. Order Dunkin's $6 meal deal now.
Looking for the lowest price on name brand tires? Get to Town Fair Tire and get the guaranteed lowest price on any name brand tire. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Hey, it's Jerry Recco. Wind Creek Bethlehem is your place for all the action. Check out the high-energy casino floor for the hottest slots and table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette. Go for high-stakes play in the poker room and enjoy tableside massages and complimentary beverage service. Experience the thrill of live dealer stadium gaming or visit the sportsbook to catch the game and place your wager. Mix things up with virtual golf at Twisted Tees or axe throwing at Angry Jacks. Fuel up at your choice of eateries like Chop House, Urban Table, and Bethlehem Barrel and Draft House. Keep the night going with live entertainment or a handcrafted cocktail. Then relax in a luxurious guest room at Wind Creek's AAA 4-Diamond Hotel. Play online anytime in the Wind Creek Casinoverse. Download it for free from the Apple or Google App Stores. Wind Creek Bethlehem. Go for the W. Learn more at windcreekbethlehem.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Pat Boyle here to help you beat the books at Westwood One Sport. Quarterfinals at the Cincinnati Masters. I think Flavio Caboli wins again as an underdog. He plays American Tommy Paul, who's only being favored here because he beat the 1 seed Sasha Zverev yesterday. Great win for sure, but Tommy's been mediocre all season. It's why he's fallen out of the top 20. Caboli is number 10 in the world. He's most dangerous when he gets to the late stages of a tournament. Caboli beat Tommy Paul here in Cincy 2 years ago. I think he does it again. Caboli to win at plus 130. I'm Pat Boyle. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
Got something to say about the Jets, the Giants, the Yankees, or Mets? Don't just yell at the radio. Get on it. Call the Fan at 888-808-1019. The WFAN phone line is powered by Paramount Plus. Your streaming home to watch the NFL on CBS all season long.
It's now time for the Fan Focus, and Woody Johnson's in the news again, but this time unrelated to the Jets. Johnson has bought strategic stake in Ashton Martin's Formula One team. It's being reported by Adam Schefter that Woody will join the team's board as the vice chairman.
I was hoping you were going to say that Mark Walters, is that his name, the Dodger owner?
Walter, yeah.
He's decided to sell the team and Woody's buying the Dodgers. That would pump me up because A, the Dodgers would be screwed, and B, maybe he'd sell the Jets. Now, we do have some breaking news around the New York Jets, and I'm happy about it because yesterday we had a discussion on the importance of playing in the preseason, if we should see Geno Smith, how much he should play. Connor Hughes is reporting that Geno Smith will indeed start tomorrow's game against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Excellent.
Which I am happy about. I think he should play. I said on the air yesterday he should play the entire first half. I don't know if Aaron Glenn is going to go that far, but that's what I would do. I think he needs to be out there and he needs to play. And here's what's interesting, because I love Brian Costello. He's a great Jet reporter. He's covered them forever. He put out a tweet earlier today saying, hey, Geno Smith is the starting quarterback. All right, Cade Klubnik's done enough. He'll be the backup. He's not the starter. Geno's the guy. And I believe him. And Geno is the guy. But if Geno Smith sucks in this preseason game against the Steelers and Cade Klubnik comes in, I don't care if it's against backups or not, and plays well, the discourse is going to begin.
Right.
Discourse hasn't started yet.
Yeah.
It's been very light. It will begin.
It's one thing to be the starting quarterback, and there being no doubt about it. But I think what we're curious about and what we're going to monitor is how much of runway does he have to be bad?
Yeah. I don't know. And Glenn is not going to tell us.
No.
It's not like he's going to say, I'll give him 3 weeks.
Yeah.
No. How much runway does he have with me? With other Jet fans around
I think
here?
with the fan base, it's 2 games.
Yeah. I would say Beningo, give him a week. Craig would cut him today. And I think I'm going to probably try to make it to like 3 weeks before I start to say, all right, I'm done with the runway.
All right.
So that's, if we use the 3.
That's assuming he's bad in all 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
If I'm using the 3, and we're all 3 very different Jet fans, right? Me, Craig, and Beningo, very different. If I use them all as like the scale, Craig's the first guy to cut Geno. Joe is second, and I think I'm third. But that could change.
Right, depending on how poorly or great he played.
Very true. Now, one thing about tonight's Yankee game, I think it's one of those underratedly important games, a chance to sweep the Orioles, a chance to continue the positive momentum as they try to track down the Tampa Bay Rays and win the American League East. And you've got Garrett Cole on the mound. But the real challenge of tonight's game is the bullpen usage of the last 2 days. David Bednar pitched on Tuesday and Wednesday and was great. 2 scoreless innings, got a couple of saves. Paul Blackburn, who is still sort of new to this whole relieving thing, pitched on back-to-back days, scoreless innings, got holes in both games. Hedrick, who's been great all year, pitched in back-to-back games, 2/3 of an inning 2 nights ago, an inning and a third last night, or actually just an inning last night. Timmy Hill pitched last night and pitched an inning and a third. Fernando Cruz has pitched in back-to-back games.
That's like everybody.
So many guys in this bullpen pitched in back-to-back games that I just don't know how much is going to be at Aaron Boone's disposal tonight. Like, David Bednar is not going to be available. Paul Blackburn is not going to be available. I'm going to guess Brent Hedrick is not going to be available. He's pitched so much this year. He's pitched in 65 games, which is nuts.
That's a ton.
But I don't think he's going to be available. So
yeah, it's half the games.
I know. It's crazy, right? He's been awesome. Yeah. He's had an amazing season. So I wonder about availability out of this bullpen, which puts the pressure on Garrett Cole.
But that's the pressure Garrett Cole wants. If there's one guy you're going to trust that, all right, Garrett, you got to get deep for us, it would be him.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. The problem is he is also coming off of Tommy John surgery. They have allowed Garrett Cole to throw over 100 pitches. Let's see, how many times since he's come back? Once. Back in the middle of July against the Dodgers, he threw 103 pitches. Outside of that, he's been at 99, 99, 97, 93, 90. So you get an idea that he'll probably be somewhere in the mid-90s. So can he be efficient enough tonight against the Orioles to make that 7 innings?
Yeah, I mean,
or is it 5 innings?
He really has to, because they go right into the Blue Jays series after this.
Yeah.
And so there's no break for the bullpen. There's no off day for you. All right, let's steal a day here. You have to be deep in this game if you're Garrett Cole, and he knows that.
That's the challenge, though.
Yeah.
Getting Cole deep into the game and obviously understanding going into tonight's game that you're not going to have your full complement of bullpen arms you trust. So it's an underratedly important game in terms of winning the American League East, and it's a game that's difficult to win because of that, and because the Yankees mostly play low-scoring, close games. Like, they don't play a lot of 9-0 games. Like, if it's 8-0 in the 6th inning, everything I just told you about bullpen usage and Garrett Cole, you're like, oh, who cares? I got it. But when's the last time? It's been rare that the Yankees have played an 8-0 game in the sixth.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the bullpen, it's basically Ryan Yarbrough, right? Tim Hill, maybe?
I'm going to, Tim Hill didn't pitch back-to-back days, but he pitched an inning and a third yesterday. So I think he'd be available, but I think it would be for a limited amount of time. I think the guys who I'd be confident are not available would be, in this order, David Bednar, Paul Blackburn, and then probably Brent Hedrick. So you're looking at De Los Santos, and you're looking at Bradley Hanner, and you're looking at Ryan Yarbrough, who you talked about. That's your bullpen availability in a game like that.
I'm looking at Hedrick right now. 38 pitches in the last 3 days.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
You know what I'm going to look up? This will give us the definitive answer. How many times this season has Brent Hedrick pitched in back-to-back games? You think he's done that this season?
No. I mean, unfortunately.
A lot of back-to-backs, by the way.
Right.
A lot of that.
The Orioles are not in a better situation, though. They've had a lot of pitchers as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Their bullpen is the same.
Brent Hedrick has not pitched in 3 straight games. He's done back-to-back an awful lot, but I have not found I have found him pitching 3 out of 4 days of that nature. Actually, there's one stretch. This is nuts. Between July 27th and August 2nd, where he pitched 5 times in 7 days. So he's had a lot of that, but we have yet to see him pitch 3 consecutive days. So just based on that, I would assume he would not be available. So a lot of pressure on Garrett Cole. We'll see if he can deliver tonight as the Yankees look for the sweep against the Baltimore Orioles. Joe is in Cranford. What's up, Joe?
Hey, guys. Major League Baseball uses Hawkeye for StatCast tracking data. Uses it for the ABS challenge system, pretty much everything, player movement on the field. It's used a little bit into the replay, but it's very limited, and it's, depending on what it is, it's not totally reliable for replays.
Right.
But all the launch angle, exit velocity, how fast a player runs, all that is tracked.
It's crazy that they're able to get all that amazing data, and yet it's still controversial.
Right. We don't know fair or foul.
Yeah. On the simplest thing in the world, which is fair or foul. Richard in Manhattan. Good afternoon, Richard.
Fellas, if the Yankees win the World Series without Aaron Judge, is it going to be the greatest Yankee victory ever? And will it be bigger than what the Knicks did?
It will not be bigger than what the Knicks did. The Knicks ended a 53-year drought. Now, we have already began this discussion. I know Sean and I and you have already discussed this world of the Yankees winning a World Series without Aaron Judge. And I admit, it is absolutely fascinating. If you could get me to agree, and the Knicks have already won a title, so I'm out of my misery, that I could sign for this. Yankees win the World Series, which I don't love. I'm a little jealous. But Aaron Judge doesn't play, so we could have the discourse for the next 15 years. I got to admit, I'm kind of intrigued.
Welcome to hell!
It wouldn't be hell. It'd be great. It'd be a lot of debate.
It would not be hell when the Yankees win the World Series, because Yankee fans would be ecstatic. They wouldn't care who played or didn't play. The hell would be kind of what's said about Judge in the future. So this debate has already begun. I know we had it. I've heard other shows already bring this up. This is a thing that's floating, but I think Judge is going to be back.
Right.
So we're not even going to get a chance to see it. I wonder what they say in Atlanta. Ronald Acuna Jr. was injured when the Atlanta Braves won their World Series in 2021. Do they talk about him differently? I don't know. I have no idea. But the discourse around here would just be vile. It'd be disgusting. And Met fans would use it against Yankee fans and rip Judge for it. It would just be... It'd be a thing. So you want it to happen because it means the Yankees win the World Series, but I think in the long run, it would be bothersome. And no, it wouldn't be. The Knicks winning an NBA title is like the Rangers winning the Stanley Cup. Would be like the Jets winning the Super Bowl. It's not that they're more popular than the Yankees, because I think the Yankees and the Giants are 2 of the most popular teams in our New York area, but the Giants have won a bunch. Right. The Yankees have won a bunch. I'm sorry. Big Mac, I love the guy. It's going to be like his 8th championship. Sean Morath, same thing. It's just not the same as talking to a Knicks fan who couldn't have even imagined winning an NBA championship. Not even close. And that's not that there means there's more Knicks fans. I'm not even saying that. It's just the value in terms of, hey, they're the Knicks, and they just won a title. The only thing that will knock the Knicks off the pedestal is if the New York Jets win the Super Bowl. It would be the Jets. Yep.
Yeah.
And if you have a problem with that, fight me. It's the Jets. And by the way, if you have a problem with
By the way, it's not happening, so.
I didn't say it's happening.
It sounds good, but it's not happening.
If you disagree, you are probably a Knicks fan who doesn't like the Jets. And so you're being a hypocrite. Now, you could say I'm being a hypocrite because I hate the Knicks and I'm a Jet fan, but I'm not.
I just think it's wistful thinking, too.
Well, why you got to be a jerk?
I'm not. I'm just saying. You're creating a scenario that is so improbable, it's hard to even think about it. Like, I can't even contemplate it. I can't even debate you on it because it doesn't make sense to me.
Don't you think that would have been the same 5 years ago about the Knicks?
Yeah, but this is But if you had picked a specific year and said this, maybe. But we kind of saw this coming for the Knicks.
Yeah, but I said 5 years ago in 2021, you didn't see it coming. Jalen Brunson wasn't here. King Jalen Brunson wasn't here.
Yeah, but
Julius Randle made you think you were winning a title?
No.
If that's the case, then as a Net fan, I should be giddy.
Yeah, right. You now have Julius Randle.
Because I have him. Yeah, the Jets would knock it off, but I don't know why you're constantly being a jerk about it by saying, it could never happen. I didn't say it's going to happen. I'm just saying it would knock the Knicks off in terms of the biggest championship. That's all.
Probably.
Thank you. That's all you had to say. You didn't have to say, well, it's not going to happen.
I'd look at it. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Did I say they're winning the Super Bowl? I didn't say that. I think they're going to win 4 games. I'm pointing that out to you. Kevin is in New Jersey. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
All's well.
What's up?
Real quick, to Mr. Tiki. Tiki, I called like a few weeks ago, and I said I'm a Royals fan. I said the Yankees should go grab Salvi.
Yep.
And you were like, don't you want it? Blah, blah, blah. Well, that didn't happen. Yep. Okay, whatever. But I'm going to go off what y'all were just talking about. In 2018, I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan. 2018, my season ended with Mariota for the Tennessee Titans rolling out, throwing a ball to Darrelle Revis, who batted back into Mariota's hands and ran it in for a touchdown. So listen, I didn't expect them to win a Super Bowl anytime soon, and less than 700 days later, they won one. So, yeah, listen. Sometimes
you're right. Anything can happen. There's no doubt about it.
Anything can happen. Now, in defense, are people going to walk into Mahomes from Texas Tech? No, probably not.
Right.
That's not what's going to happen, right? But, positive thoughts, right?
Well, you know what it proves? You know what it proves, Kevin? And I've used that example before. The Kansas City Chiefs, prior to Andy Reid taking over, were the New York Jets. There was no difference.
Yeah.
And I've made that point to you before.
They were good at times, but mostly not.
And so were the Jets.
Yeah.
Like, there really was no difference. You look at the AFC Championship games that the Jets had lost. They've gotten close. They didn't get there. Kansas City brought in Joe Montana. The Jets are bringing in Brett Favre. Like, the Kansas City Chiefs and the New York Jets as franchises, and they won Super Bowls a year apart, Super Bowl III, Super Bowl IV, AFL, the whole thing. They were the same franchise. It changed when Andy Reid was hired, and it really changed when they drafted Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
So the Chiefs are that sign, and the Knicks too now are signs that even decrepit organizations or organizations that aren't known for winning can become them. I mean, the Golden State Warriors weren't exactly known as racking up all the championships before their dynasty began. So sometimes dynasties and championships can come from organizations you least expect. It's tough to imagine it, but now that the Knicks have won a title, me saying to you, hey, they're going to win it this year. It's not crazy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bet on it, but it's not crazy.
The only difference is that you started to see the steps for the Knicks.
Yeah, the Jets haven't gotten to the steps.
They haven't
yet.
had the steps yet.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
And that's everything.
I completely agree that we're not even at that step period. But 12 years from now, could the Jets be? I can't even get through with a straight
12 years.
Well, I got to give it time to have the steps.
12 years.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah, 12 years from now, they're a dynasty.
I'm going to be Boomer's age in 12 years.
I'm going to be your age in 12 years.
I know.
But you know what? Even if that means I have to personally wait another decade for a championship, if you tell me they become a dynasty, like, I wouldn't even know what to do with myself. Like,
I mean, it makes it worth it.
Imagine if the Knicks became a dynasty right now. Like, I don't think anyone actually thinks they are.
Yeah.
But it's sports. You never know. Like, why can't they win the title this year? They could.
Yeah.
They're going to be the favorites out of the East, or at least they should be.
Or one out of the next two. Everybody would sign up for that.
Well, is that a dynasty? 2 out of 3 championships?
I would think so.
It's kind of close.
Especially if they're there. Like, think about not the Patriots, the Kansas City Chiefs. They were always there.
Yeah, I think they're a dynasty.
They didn't win it all the time.
Right. I think they were a dynasty in the NFL.
I agree.
The NBA kind of has tougher standards, but because we haven't had a back-to-back champion since the Golden State Warriors, which was truly a dynasty, it would be an interesting debate. But, like, the Knicks could. I wouldn't bet on it. I don't think they're winning the title this year at all, but why not?
When was it?
When was what?
there ever back-to-back NFL champions?
Yeah, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, that's right.
They just did it.
Right. They did it a couple years ago.
Yeah, they were trying to three-peat this year.
Then they had a year off, and then they went back again.
No, I'm sorry. They were trying to three-peat the Eagles season. I'm trying to remember my Super Bowls now. Hold on a second.
I'm forgetting them, too.
Hold on a second.
Clearly, they definitely went back-to-back, and then they won. They went again, but they lost.
Right. They've been in so many freaking Super Bowls that I'm, like, trying to remember, like, what the heck happened. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, they're amazing. They're a dynasty. No doubt about it. Howard in Brewster, New York. What's up, Howard?
Hey guys, how are you?
All's well,
Evan. I'm a long. Hey Tiki, how are you?
All's good.
I'm a long suffering Met fan. I've called the show a few times, and the problem that they still have is a catcher. Obviously, I mean this guy Alvarez. I think he's just so overrated, and the amount of pass balls, it's hard to believe, and they still stick with this guy and. Doesn't look like there's anybody in the farm system.
Well,
nobody wants it.
Don't you think? Because his defense has gone backwards this year, so I'm not going to argue about the defense.
Sure.
Isn't that partly because he hasn't been playing it as consistently?
Well, that's what I was going to say, Howard. Like, Luis Torrens has been catching a lot, and Alvarez has been DHing, and I would not be surprised if Alvarez gets a position thrown into his resume next year along with catcher. So aren't you seeing exactly what you want, which is less of Alvarez catching and more of Luis Torrens, and it's almost been like a combo over the last couple of weeks?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, and Torrens has been hitting, he's surprising us a little bit, but how long is he gonna keep up with that,
Yeah, but you got to keep this in mind, Howard. The Met catching situation is actually one of their strengths. So as much as you want to complain about Alvarez's defense, which you can, if you look around baseball, how about the Yankees? And we talk so much about their catching situation. The Mets right now have 2 catchers. They've got an offensive catcher in Alvarez who, while he had a bad series, has hit.
Yep.
I mean, look at the power numbers, and he's drawn a lot more walks recently. His offensive numbers have been acceptable, especially for a catcher. And now you've got Luis Torrens playing a lot more, who gives you A-plus defense, and he's actually hit. I could argue that the Mets catching duo is one of the best duos in baseball. It's totally up there. So when you look towards 27 and you try to figure out like how the Mets are going to have success and what they need to do, and there's lots of great questions about it, I wouldn't put the catching situation up there. I kind of like their catching situation. I'm looking at the Chiefs' accomplishments over the years.
It's unreal.
So they
not only the success, but the player eliteness.
Well, to me, it's how close they were to basically winning every year.
Yeah.
In 2018, and I'm going by seasons, by the way, in 2018, they lost the AFC Championship game because of an offsides penalty and then lost in overtime to Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So very easily could have been in that Super Bowl. The following year, 2019, they win the Super Bowl. The year after that, they lose the Super Bowl. The year after that, they shockingly lost the AFC Championship game at home to the Bengals in a game which at halftime, I think we all thought Chiefs are going back. Then they win the Super Bowl, lose the Super Bowl.
Yeah. They hosted all of those AFC Championship games.
Yes, and they hosted all of them.
6 in a row. Was it 7 in a row? Whatever it was. It was a ton of championship games that were always an Arrowhead.
7 in a row.
7 in a row.
That's insanity.
That's nuts.
That's insanity.
I mean, just by that alone, they're a dynasty.
Oh, it's incredible. Because the Burrow game, the offsides game against the Patriots, like forget about losing the Super Bowl, it happens, because they also could have lost the one that they won against the Eagles, if not for the defensive hold penalty.
Well, not only that, but it was the fumble.
Yeah, that too. I mean, that was
it was really Jalen Hurts' fumble that got returned for a touchdown.
That's right. And who could forget the Niner game, which was overtime, and Kyle Shanahan not understanding the rules of overtime. So I'm not even including the Super Bowl because it could always go either way. Certainly the Patriots had a lot of that. But in terms of getting to the Super Bowl, they had 2 AFC Championship games that, let's be honest, they should have won.
Right.
And if they win both of them, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight Super Bowls. What?
Doesn't make any sense in today's NFL.
That's insanity what the Chiefs have accomplished.
Utterly dominant.
That's why, and I know we got 2 weeks, and I said this to you yesterday, I'm banging my head against the wall trying to figure it out. I think I'm picking the Chiefs to go back to the Super Bowl. I think I have to. Based on that resume? Based on Mahomes being healthy?
It's a safe bet because clearly they have the coaching staff and the coaches to do that. They also have the quarterback to do that, who's now seemingly healthy. The question is, are the skill position players still there?
Yes, and is Travis Kelce overweight?
Yeah.
That's the other question.
Overweight or just viable. Just be viable. Remember a couple of years ago, he didn't really, he played, but he didn't really play. They were kind of saving him. It felt like he was, just save yourself. We don't want you to get banged up in the regular season, gets in the postseason, and he's Travis Kelce again.
I'm just looking at the AFC. I want you to guess the favorites according to the Fanatics Sportsbook app. Like the top 5 favorites in the AFC. We'll start at number 1. Who is the favorite to come out of the AFC?
I'm going to say...
Because you just said the Chiefs are the safest bet.
I'm going to say New England.
The New England Patriots?
Yeah.
Not even close.
Wow. Buffalo?
The Buffalo Bills at plus 450 are the favorites to come out of the AFC despite now having a rookie head coach. And Josh Allen, who doesn't win the big game.
There's nobody in the South. I would say that. The second.
I get you. I'm just saying that. You're guessing number 2. Go ahead.
Kansas City?
No.
Denver?
The Chiefs are not even number 2. Nope.
Denver?
Nope.
Chargers?
No.
Who?
Why don't you keep guessing on the rookie head coaches?
The
Baltimore Ravens.
Baltimore Ravens. They're number 2?
They're number 2 at plus 500. So we've got the Bills at plus 450, Baltimore at plus 500, the 2 great quarterbacks known for not winning the big one, who eventually got their coaches fired because they couldn't win the big one.
Jesse Minter's a new head coach.
So is Joe Brady in Buffalo.
Yeah.
The 2 favorites in the AFC are rookie head coaches. All right, number 3, the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, for number 4, there are 3 teams tied at plus 800. The Chiefs are, by the way, plus 750.
Chargers
are 1 correct.
Denver.
The Denver Broncos are not one of those teams, despite being in the AFC title game.
I don't know.
The Patriots.
Oh, Patriots. Yeah, of course.
The third one's going to blow your mind. You're going to say, no way. No way.
Pittsburgh?
No. Not the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I'm just thinking I'm thinking about the quarterbacks.
Yeah, think of quarterbacks. It's going to blow your mind. And I don't mean to knock this guy because I take him on my team.
Jacksonville?
The Houston Texans.
No, we just had a conversation about it.
That's C.J. Stroud, yeah.
C.J. Stroud, how he's kind of, I don't know where he is.
So the Texans are plus 800. So we are now 6 teams deep into the AFC. The 7th team. So that's your last playoff team, right? If my math is correct. Yeah. The Cincinnati Bengals at plus 850.
So Jacksonville, Pittsburgh.
Then you've got
Denver aren't there.
Denver at plus 1,000, which is the 8th highest in the AFC. Jacksonville coming off a great year last year at plus 1,300.
Yep, they had 13 wins a year ago.
Now we're down to the Colts and the Steelers at 25-1. The Titans at 65-1. The Raiders at 70-1. And then we got our bottom 3 teams. The New York Jets, the Cleveland Browns, the Miami Dolphins. How do you think they're ordered, though, in terms of
the bottom?
The bottom 3 in odds to come out of the
Dolphins
AFC.
are last.
The Dolphins are last, correct.
And the Jets are next.
No, the Browns, then the Jets. We're 100-1, baby.
Wow.
So let me see if
It's interesting when I look at Houston, just to go back to them real quick.
Yes.
Because they started their season. They were bad. They were 0-3 last year. And I almost forget this because they went on that stretch from week 10 to the end of the year. They didn't lose a game from week 10 on.
Right.
They won whatever that is, 9 straight games at the end of the season, and then won the first game against the Steelers in the postseason, and then lost to the eventual Super Bowl representative, New England Patriots, in the postseason.
With C.J. Stroud putting together one of the worst performances you'll ever see.
He was terrible. They had 5 turnovers in that game.
I think not that I'm predicting them. I may place a bet on the Texans out of the AFC. I like them. I like C.J. Stroud to have that because he wasn't bad last season.
Right.
He was bad in the playoffs.
Right.
And their defense is awesome. By the way, $50 on the Jets to win $5,000 to go to the Super Bowl. You want to do that?
I mean, of course.
You're actually going to waste $50?
Yes. That's 25 because we're splitting it.
All right.
The Texans, by the way, last year had the top defense in football.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think I'm surprised they were there, but I kind of like it.
Yeah, when you go back and relook at it, now I see why they're one of the favorites this year.
Yeah, I think as fans, we are holding the C.J. Stroud performance in the postseason really against them and him.
It's because we think quarterback. We think who's Super Bowl viable.
We do, as we should. And by the way, he was also terrible. Like, he was really, really bad in those games. So I understand why we think about it. Anyhow, if you missed any of the show, you got a lot of options. You can just download the podcast. That's old school. You can go on YouTube and watch our beautiful faces. That's sort of new school. And the newest of schools is to use the greatest app ever created, the free Odyssey app, where you can just rewind. And you can go like chapter to chapter and all that. So if you missed anything, there you go. Carton Show's coming up next with Craig. We are back for a big Football Friday. Is it a Football Friday? It's a something Friday at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Great job, Nico. Enjoy the rest of your day.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.